All right, guys, let me know if you can hear me on the mic. I'll shut the music off here. I don't normally have music playing in the background, but let me know if we are working so we can get started. All right. Sorry I'm running a little late. The wife's been sick all weekend, like really, really bad, and she set up an appointment to go to the doctor. So I had to take my daughter to school. So that was unplanned. That's why we're running a little late. Sorry about that. It won't happen again. I can't say that. It might happen again. I got kids, so I got family. So sorry about that. Really wanted to get in by, I don't know why my green screen's not working. No idea. So it should be, I should have a background. Why is my background not showing? Anyways, you might just be looking at the green screen today. I'm not sure why that's not working, but it's not. So anyways, you just got green screen. There you go. Not my usual, what is that? Family room with the piano and the brick or stone fireplace. So it's actually a mess back there behind that screen. So this is my office, but it's also right now kind of a catch-all. It's huge. I got 700 square feet in here. So I'm trying to kick the rest of the stuff out. So I have a seating area, TV. I can do movies when I want to relax or just go lay down. Got dartboard, got other stuff to do. Got computers on a table back there, old ones that I'm trying to get rid of. But just it's kind of like a mixed office junk room because it's the biggest room in the house. So anyways, you get to look at green screen today. So excited to show what we're doing, what I'm doing today. You guys asked just to do the morning session. Yesterday when I showed you guys, we went over trading signals. And guys, you guys know I don't really care what you use as long as you find something that works for you. I'll help you in any way I can. And I've covered this before and mentioned it yesterday that every indicator works. Not all indicators work well, and not all indicators work for everybody. You could take a moving average indicator, Bollinger Band. There's tons of stuff out there in conjunction with MACD. You could throw it all together. One person will trade very well with that. And he can give that strategy and setup to someone else, even go to their computer and set it up for them, and they will fail at it or not do as well at it or could do better at it because we all get into, our minds get into work with that, and we're not all the same as far as our risk tolerance, how many contracts we take and everything else. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. But what we did was, we don't trade all day. I don't trade all day. So I like the morning session of the U.S. Morning session, New York morning session. And normally for me, it's 8 to noon. I don't around 11:30, really. It's like if I take a trade, if I get a setup, I'll take it. If not, I don't have to. So some of that depends on how my mornings went. If my mornings went very, very well and a signal comes up and it's later, like 11:30 or something, I might take it. Really don't like taking them, around noon or that late because two things happen. The London session's closing down. So the London boys are leaving. Okay. And that's part of our market. That's part of what helps our market move. That's part of where we get that, we get volume. That's what, if you look at how things go, and that's what I mentioned yesterday, we need volume, which means we need volume traders. We need traders trading with large volume. That large volume then starts to create momentum, which creates volatility then because everybody's jumping in and jumping out. We need the market to move. I don't want to get in a trade at 8 a.m. and sit there all day and it go absolutely nowhere. Well, let's place the odds in our favor. If I trade during the busiest times of the market, which the busiest time in the U.S. session is, of course, the first 4 hours. If I trade during that session, what should happen? There should be a large volume of traders that are trading large, massive amounts. Okay. We're talking about hedge funds, banks, countries, corporations. It all kind of correlates together. Guys, if GM is going to buy brakes, where do they get them? Well, they get them from Japan. The Japanese company that makes the brakes that GM buys, guess what they want paid in? They want paid in yen, Japanese yen. They don't want US dollars. They want Japanese yen. Guess what has to happen then? That large corporation has to exchange funds, US currency, for the Japanese yen. What does that do to the Japanese yen? It makes it move. It makes the market move. That's how currencies work. So it's not just companies like that, but it's also, like I said, hedge funds, big banks. There's so much at play in that. So let me turn my volume down on my computer. So that's the best times to trade. So that being said, yesterday I went over if you were to trade all day. If you were just to get in, trade all day long, get in when it signals to buy, you put on one contract. When it tells you to sell, you're putting on two contracts, one to close out the first, the other to place the trade. So that's what we went through yesterday. And most people don't trade that. But was that successful? If you guys were on yesterday, it was very successful. Just doing that. Just placing one micro contract. When it says buy, you buy. When it says sell, you close off the buy, place a sell. Basically, all you have to do is, if you have one contract on a buy, you put on two contracts on a sell. It'll close out the first, place a trade, one contract. That's all you have to do. That's all it was, getting in and out all day long. It was very successful. I think most of you guys said, yes, I can live on that. So we'll get started real quick. I'm not going to do as much of the what we did yesterday, because that was a long YouTube. So write down, if you haven't already, if you guys weren't in here yesterday, there's a few things you're going to need to write down and have with you. Let me get this thing started. If you guys, I don't know if you guys, if you're subscribed to YouTube, I think you have to click notifications or something to get notified. Did that go out in Discord, guys? Let me make sure. Okay, it did. I just want to make sure that went out to YouTube so everybody, or the Discord, so everybody knows. All right, so let's get started. So again, yesterday we went over trading it all day long from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5, a little bit before 5, closing out because some of you are trading prop firms. So that's why we were closing out at 5. Okay, thanks for that. Let me know. So this is going over just trading, and normally it would be 8 to noon for me. But I know some people are in there at 7. So you guys suggested, let's do it. Yeah, once you guys subscribe, okay, it does. So if you guys subscribe, I think also though, you can go into the bell notifications, I think, don't quote me, and set it up to like, make sure you get all the notifications or something, or put it on top of the list. I don't know. But anyways, you guys know I'm not a YouTube celebrity. I don't want to be. So this is just for you guys. So anyways, so we modified this to 7 o'clock. Okay, 7 a.m. to noon Eastern to take trades. We're not taking trades at noon if they signal. Okay. And this goes over the 4 hour, the 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. We want to trade with the larger time frames. When you trade, you want to put as many, I don't know how I want to say that. You want as much as you can stack in your favor. That's the best way I can put it. You want to stack things in your favor. Okay. So we're already said we're going to trade the first 4 hours of the market. That's the busiest time of the market. Okay. So we're stacking that in our favor. Let's only trade from 7 a.m. to noon or 8 a.m. to noon. only taking trades up until about 11:30, 11:45. Okay. That's it. So we're stacking that in our favor. We're going to trade during the busiest time of the market. Why? Because there's a large, massive group of traders out there. And I'm not talking about you and I sitting around at our desk. We're talking about, the market makers. That's when they're at play. The U.S. session's coming on board, already on board today, right now. And the London boys have come back from lunch. Massive trading going on. What's going to happen to the market? It's going to move. What do we need it to do in order for us to profit? We need it to move. We want to get in a trade. We want it to move. We don't want it to just sit there. So we've stacked that in our favor. Okay. The other is, let's trade with the higher time frame charts. Let's look at the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and 15 minute. Now, normally we're looking at the 4 hour, drawing zones off the wicks. We're drawing a high zone, a low zone, a mid zone. We're looking at those support and resistance levels, or high and low swings, drawing those. Those are levels that we need to be aware of when we trade. Okay. Now, you can also trade signals, like moving averages, Bollinger Bands, all that works. You just have to learn how to trade it. But if you trade it in a larger time frame, with larger time frame stacked in your favor, what happens? You take less losing trades. Plus, you don't get as much back and forth. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to go over, yesterday we went over trading it from 8 to 5, basically, closing out about 4:45. Today, we're going to cover 7 to noon. At the end of each, I did both Nasdaq and gold. We mentioned just doing gold. I did both. So you'll see the difference, because at the end, after I run through everything, the daily slides and profit, you're going to see a comparison as to trading just 7 a.m. to noon last week on each, and then trading all day, 8 to 5 last week. You're going to see the difference, what it is. Then after that, we're going to pull in some larger time frames. And you're not going to take as many trades, but you're taking trades only in the direction of the larger time frame. Okay. And then I'm going to go over something you can use for profit targets. There's several things you can use for profit targets. Okay. So we'll go over that here in a little bit. All right. So let's get her started. You guys said you can hear me, so we're good there. I'll try and watch the comments. I don't know if I'll catch anything. So, all right. So again, we're going over trading last week during the U.S. session with the modified time of 7 a.m. to noon only. We're not taking trades right at noon. The signals come every 15 minutes. So you're only placing trades. You only have to look at the chart about every 15 minutes. If you're using signals that give you alerts, well, then you'll get an alert when it signals. So you don't even have to look every 15 minutes. Okay. So we're looking to trade with the higher time frames. Now we're down on a 3 minute and 1 minute, but we're still only looking to trade with the 15 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Okay. The object for this obviously is to show, what you could achieve last week just by placing one contract on each signal during the first half of the session this time. Okay. So I'm not going to, you guys know it's real easy. I've showed you yesterday with the numbers that you can easily pass a prop firm challenge. You can easily make money that you need to live on. I'm not trying to hype it up. It is what it is. This is placing one contract, one micro, but you'll see what the profit looks like on these two. And then you'll see if you scale up, depending on how many contracts. So, and if you hit your goal or not. So hopefully you guys wrote down these couple things. If you weren't here yesterday, write down your monthly goal, piece of paper real quick, pen, pencil, crayon, paintbrush, whatever you got. Just write down your monthly goal, whatever dollar amount you need to survive on. If you got a job you love, maybe it's just side money. How much do you want to make side money per month? I mean, be realistic, give a number. We want to be realistic with our number when we start trading. When we scale up, that's when we can shoot for the moon. Scaling up's easy, but you have to get a grip on trading first. Okay. So we shoot for either, hey, I'd like to make an extra $4,000 a month or $2,000 a month. I'd like to make an extra $2,000 a month. That's $500 per week, or 4,000, it's 1,000 per week. So how, or maybe you say, well, I make $4,000 now a month. So if I want to leave my job, is that a possibility? I can trade and leave my job, just placing one contract on or two contracts on. Is it that simple? Because a lot of people actually blow their accounts because they're over trading. And when I say over trading, I'm not necessarily talking about time. I'm talking about contracts, because they're shooting for the moon. I call it Lambo trading. That's just what I call it. Lambo trading. And you might not want a Lamborghini, but I don't. I want to, I've been looking at the Audi SUV for next year. I got to wait for it to align with my taxes, and it's not this year because of the flipping. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take trade and reverse it when we get a reverse signal. So when we get a signal buy, we're going to buy. We get a signal sell, we're going to switch direction. We're only going to take trades during 7 a.m. to noon. We're not going to take them right at noon. U.S. session only during that session. We're only trading with one contract. That's it. And guys, I tried to upload the slideshow to the streaming software, and it did not upload because I think the mouse would have been bigger. We're going to stop taking new trades at noon. Actually, 11:45. We won't take any at trigger, because there's a couple days that triggered right at noon. So we said we're not going to take those. And then we're going to close the last trade. So the last trade we have on, we're going to close it either when we get a reverse signal or just at end of day, about 4:45, 5 o'clock, right before 5. Okay, we're simulating that prop firm, because I know a lot of you are trading prop money. All right, now I'm going to say it again. There's ways you can make more money than what's shown. And of course, that's if you're possibly scaling in, scaling out, depending on what you use for targets. You might put trend lines on your charts, as much of us do. You're looking at high lows, you're looking at zones. So there's other things you can still add as to indications of where you might want to get out of a trade, or possibly know that things might start to reverse. Okay, but we're not going to go over any of that. We're just going to go over we're going to keep it plain and simple. All right. And just show you the raw data. And then from there, I can almost guarantee you everybody's going to be a little different on how they trade it. Okay. So here's Nasdaq. And don't worry about, I don't know if you wrote down the numbers from yesterday or not. Don't worry about it. I'll show you yesterday. Sorry, the numbers at the end. So here's the signals we had on Nasdaq. We had a buy, had a sell. What do we do? And it says sell 2. Keep in mind, we bought 1, and then we have to sell 2. When you get a reverse order, we're selling 2. One of the contracts closes out the buy. That's one cancels out the buy, and the other is our short. So that's why the rest of them say 2. So always the first trade is going to say 1. The last trade is going to say 1, because that'll be the only one on. If we would have bought here, we would have had a buy 2. Okay. So a couple things as we look at this. We're going to look at a few different things. We're looking at the chart as it sits. You see the trades, how they played out, and no trades at, around noon. We're not doing that. And then we're closing out the last contract on a reverse signal, which was here, or end of day. If you don't get a reverse signal, you're closing out end of day. One of the two. Here's what we got for Monday. Was 357. Tuesday. I got click happy over here, and I'm sorry about that. So as I was clicking, I actually passed my sell signal, and then you'll see it kind of pulled back up, and then I click sell. That one's a loss. So that was a loss either way. I mean, so it's around the same price as what I accidentally skipped. I don't think is the stream lagging for anybody? It should not be. I didn't do a speed test, but I finally got I switched to fiber optics, about a month ago, guys, I think. So it should be streaming really well. Yeah, it should. Because I've got like 500 up and down right now. And of course, TradingView is any software I'm using, like TradingView is downloading data, but then I'm uploading as far as video cameras and stuff. So video and audio, but they're matching speeds right now. So sorry about that. I just got click happy again. So I'm not looking at individual trades. We're not looking at is there wins, losses. We're looking at buys and sells on this. So we know that the Nasdaq does what? It's choppy. So you just have to go with it. If you trade Nasdaq, go with it. It's choppy. If you don't like choppy, then guess what you do? You don't trade Nasdaq. Trade, S&P, Dow, Russell. Trade one of those instead. But you still got $329 profit. Okay. Last order was a sell, and then we closed out here. So closed out between 1 and 2. All right. Wednesday, $340 profit. Now, look, hopefully you guys wrote down. Yeah, you'll have a larger stop loss on Nasdaq than you will gold because of a lot of that, because of the choppiness. Yep. I don't know where that went. Sorry, guys. So yeah, you'll typically have a larger stop loss. So again, good day, $340. Again, this is trade, guys. This is trading 1 micro. So again, I'm trying to show you how simple it is. And I don't care if whatever strategy you're using. I mean, it could be a 721 moving average cross, that you're using. As long as you trade the same rules every time and you have rules set up for yourself, we're at a winning day. This is 1 micro. So how much do you need to trade per day? Again, if you want $10,000 a month, if you're trying to make $10,000 a month, what do you need to make? You need to make 500 a day. Okay. You're probably not trading on account that you're trading 1 micro. Just to be honest, right? So you're not trading 1 micro. If I need to make $500 a day, which is $10,000 a month, I'm not trading 1 micro to get there. So this number would be larger. If I increased it, let me go back. If I increased it to 2 micros, what does that do to this number up here? It doubles it. Is that over 500? Yes. Let's go back to Tuesday. Is that over 500? Yes. Is Wednesday over 500? Yes. All 3 days so far, if you only did 2 micros, is over 500. $500 a day puts you on track for $10,000 for the month. Be consistent with your trading and your rules, and you'll get there. If you happen to mess up and you don't make the 500, but you make the 300 for the day or 250, is that still okay? Yeah. You'll have a goal, but then we might have days we don't get as much. Or you might have a day you take a trade and then you can't monitor it because your wife calls you in the other room to do something. I have that happen a lot. But you have stops. Maybe it's a losing trade. Maybe it went in the winning for a while. You're not using a trailing stop. So you don't get any profit, but you come back and you take a loss because you weren't there to monitor it. Well, that's just the way things go, right? $239, almost $240, double that. Well, that's not quite 500. That's what I'm talking about. It's only 480. It's actually 478. So if we double that, if we place 2 contracts, it's only 478. Oops. You didn't make the 500. Sorry. You lose, right? So here's how this one signaled, sell at the beginning. We're basically at 7 o'clock, we're putting on an order based on the direction that is already in play. And that was a sell. The 1 hour, the 15-minute 1 hour come around, and they're in line for a sell there. The way this works is what you're looking at now is the 15-minute 1 hours coming into play. We haven't even added the 4 hour in. That's it. 15-minute 1 hour syncing up for buy and sell in their direction. Sometimes you'll get a little chop, which we got in here. Got a few. So this was not the best day. But again, we're just taking each signal. We're not closing partial. We're not, because as you guys look at this, I know some of you see, okay, that was a nice downward move. I would have stayed in the whole thing. This one here, this buy signal, which happened to come on the red arrow down or red candle down, it did go into profit a little bit. That's where closed partial comes into play, if you're closing partial. Okay, if you draw a trend line, for those drawing trend lines, right? If you see a trend line up there, guess what? Well, it broke the trend line. Would you have closed out there? Okay, it's still profitable. It actually entered on the red candle close and then closed on the green candle close. So it's still profitable on that trade. This one entered here. This one was the losing one. That one was a little loser. If you took the sell. Now, I took this one, or no, we closed out. We closed out at noon. That's right. So that's something, if you see this on the chart, keep that in mind. This signaled short right at noon. So we just closed the trade, right? Opposite signal closed trade. It did go short. Okay. So that's something you look at. You missed that. You have to be okay with that. You have your rules in place. We said we were going to close at noon. Friday, we already know was a nice trending day. The market was already bullish. It already had a bullish move during the London session. So we have to buy. Okay. We're going to, yeah, I know. That's it. Sorry you didn't make it to 500. So we were buying bullish. It just didn't play out for the start of the U.S. session. This was 7 a.m. in the morning. 8 o'clock is around right in here. So there's something else that I want you guys to look at. As we look at these, some of the chop in the morning is at what time? What time do we expect that we might get choppy move in the morning U.S. session? That we know it's probably going to get choppy. It's going to be around 8:30 a.m. Eastern when the U.S. news comes out. Okay. So at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we know that there is going to be volume and volatility. So as you trade, are you going to take a signal before? And then before news, what do we normally do? Well, before news, we're typically closing out either the whole trade, part of the trade, or at least moving our stop loss. Okay. So that's things that we do for trade management that I didn't even do on this. Okay. I'm just showing you the get in on a buy, get in on a sell, get in on a buy, sell, hold, and afternoon, place no new trades, close the trade on opposite signal or end of day. That's it. That's all I'm showing you. We're not going over, like I said, oh, wait, there's big news coming out at 8:30 and it's 8:15. let me just close out the trade and let the news subside, or let me at least move my stop loss. That's stuff we're going to do. You should be doing, and most of you are doing. And you guys know that we have little news bot in the Discord that puts out when the news comes out. But you know the news times, because they're, it's posted in the news section what time news events come out. And you have to be aware of those, because that's when we definitely have volume and we have volatility, right? And during news, if you got volatility, it could easily come back and stop you out. So we will make those adjustments. But for these displays of this, I did not do it. All right, so here's how things stacked up. Again, we traded 7 to noon. And then yesterday I covered the entire day. Okay. Yeah, guys, this is 1 micro. That's what I said. A lot of people just don't take it for what it is. You can make it on 1 micro. It's just, you cannot, one thing you can't do is be kind of wishy-washy. If a signal comes up, you take it. If a signal comes up, you take it. Another signal comes up, you take it. Guess what? If another signal comes up, you take it. That's it. You can't second guess yourself. You can't sit there and go, well, I don't know. That last one I took was a loss. I don't want to take another loss. So you don't take it. Again, it's like, really? It's 1 micro. I mean, I'll take them all day long. Give me a system and I'll sit there and figure out how to trade it. I don't care what it is. And I'll trade it. And you just can't be scared of the signals. Signal comes, you take the trade. So here's how it played out. Monday, you're not making it. We didn't make as much money. We traded 7 a.m. to noon. Didn't make as much money as a trade in the entire day. Are you okay with that? Again, it took all day to make 533. 7 to noon, you're making 357. Are you okay with that number? Does that fit in your parameter? Some of you guys are like, well, I only need to make $200 a day. That's $4,000 a month. I only need to make $200 a day. This was 1 micro, 7 to noon. And that's it. And some of you may have on your paper from yesterday or today, you may have that you trade 3 lots, 3 contracts. I trade 3. Well, then you would have made triple that. Do you need to trade 3? Let's say you're looking for $200 a day. So you're looking for $200 a day and you trade 3 contracts, but you're getting in and out of messy trades. And you're losing money back. And by the end of the day, you're at 200. And maybe you've traded all day. So that's the numbers on Monday. Tuesday, I could live with that. 329. You'd have made a little bit more. If you notice, we made a little bit more, almost $200 more on Monday. And then not quite 100, 80 something, I think. Less on Tuesday. Wednesday, about $131 less. So where's the bulk of the money made? As you look at these numbers, where's the bulk of the money made? If you made $340 7 to noon, and you're only making another $131 for the second half of the day, where should you spend your time? I mean, where should you spend your time? If you traded last Wednesday 1 micro, 7 to noon, and you made $340, and you went on to take signals after, and you traded the rest of the afternoon, and you only made $131, where is your time better spent in your trading business? 7 a.m. to noon. You're making more money. You're cashing in. 7 a.m. to noon is your best trading time. you're making more money hourly, however you want to look at it, from 7 a.m. to noon. The first half of the day, you're making the most money. The second half of the day after lunch, guess what? You're not making as much money. So is it worth your time to sit around the second half of the day and trade? Not really. Take the afternoon off. Do something else. You don't have to be around the screens all day long. And as it was mentioned in there too, you could throw on 2 micros, right? 2 micros half a day, or you made over the entire day sitting. Okay. So again, it's easy to achieve the entire day's pay doing that. But I'm going to show you something even better at the end, where you can achieve entire day money, 7 a.m. to noon. How many would like to see that? Can you get the entire day's worth of money trading from 7 a.m. to noon and still on one contract? Not even bumping your contract size up, double. All right. Thursday, 239 to 320, less than $100 more. Friday, of course, 811, 1,019. So what are we looking at? Maybe $208 less. So again, is it worth your time? Friday, you trade 7 a.m. to noon. You make the bulk of the money. The bulk of this $1,019, the bulk of it is made from 7 a.m. to noon, because we're trading the exact same way as we did yesterday to show the whole entire, exactly the same. We're just not taking trades after noon. So not taking trades after noon, we're not getting a little bit extra. Do you need it? Is it worth your time to sit there on Friday and make $200 for 4 hours? And I know most people are going to say, yeah, 4 hours, that's $50 an hour. Okay. But do you need to? You don't need to. There's the week in its entirety. When we traded all day, you made $2,761. When you traded 7 a.m. to noon, $2,067. What is that? It's about $700, a little less than $700 difference. So yes, if you trade the entire day, you'd made a little less than $700 more. Do you want to spend your time there that second half of the day? All right. But the highest profits were the first half of the day. And again, why? Why are we getting the most profit during 7 a.m. to noon? And I don't care, guys. You could do 8 a.m. to noon, 7 a.m. to noon. It depends on when you get up, get moving, and whatever. All right. But that's why. That's when the most volume happens in the U.S. session, is in the morning, because we have both. Again, London hedge funds, market makers, and U.S. hedge funds, market makers, corporations, banks, the big banks, not the small banks, trading. So you're getting that volume of trading. That volume of trading gives us what? Again, it gives us momentum and movement. And then around news time, we get the high volatility. So that's the profit on 1 micro for that week. I'll just show you this. You can look at it, take a screenshot. Doesn't really matter. We went over it yesterday. I'm not going over each micro individually, or each however many micro contracts you put on. You guys should have that number wrote down. You guys know what you trade every day, and you might want to adjust that. You might be over trading with your contracts. You don't need to, but your number should be in there somewhere. And again, if you're going with 10 micro contracts, if you're closing out partial, stay with 10 micros. If you're only doing a trade in reverse like this, just do 1 standard, because the fees are going to be less. All right. So that's the only thing I add on that, is just if you're placing 10 micros, Only if you're closing partials would you want to do that. If not, do one standard. All right, so there's the bulk of the trading. Now, this is last week, Nasdaq trading 7 a.m. to noon. Again, not taking trades noon or after, and then closing out the whole trade when we get a reverse signal or end of day. How much of this do you need? This is scaling up. I just showed you 1 micro. This was the end result, 1 micro. Well, could you have thrown on 2, 3? Just now. I hope you guys see why I'm normally calm when I trade. Because this is the reality of what I'm not going to cover this. It's just too quiet. Can you make a paycheck? Pass prop firm challenge. All right, let's get into gold. So here was gold on Monday. Again, oops, we didn't make $500. We failed. We failed to make 500. That's what I shoot for a day. I mean, that's minimum. That's really, really small. But I'm happy making 500 a day, if that's all I can make. But guys, this is on 1 micro Monday. All right. You had 2 micros on, it's 1,000, almost 1,000. 3 micros on, over of 1,300. 4 micros on, 1 standard, $4,950. That's it. That's 1 month's pay for most people. But most aren't trading with 1 standard. So keep in your lane when you're trading. So sell order because it was already in a short position, moving down. We get to the charts at 7. That's just the rules we set up. So 7 a.m. was shorted. You hold your position until you get opposite reverse signal. You get a kind of a mix-up signal here, back and forth. We have a sell. I'm going to show you both. It's not going to be, all roses. So we had a sell here, which meant it was pulling back. Now, this is, again, only with the 15-minute and 1 hour time frame in line. We're not doing... Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Now, we'll get you there. All right. So we had a reverse buy, sell, and then we were in a short by noon. So short by noon, that did profit. Okay. And we did not take this as a new trade because it was afternoon. Now, if we took this as a new trade afternoon, then of course we would close out at end of day. You'd have to if you're trading proper. But as our rules, we're not doing that. So 500 for the day, almost. All right. Yeah, that was my bit. Did you guys see how far the Bitcoin trade went? I don't think I posted how high it actually went. It almost hit the 1M mark. It hit 991K is what it hit. That was Bitcoin on that run up. I did get a screenshot of that when it hit 991 and I closed. 75% only. Yeah, I don't think I showed that, guys. I'll have to show you that. I've got a screenshot somewhere on my phone. It actually went, I wanted it so bad to go up to 1 mil, and it did not. It hit the 991, and guys, it was dropping like mad. So it hit like 950, and then it dropped down to 810. I mean, because of how many contracts I'd stacked in. I scaled in is what I did. It's not like one trade went that high. Oh, sorry. I mean, it did, but it's because I scaled in. Where am I at here? Sorry, guys. I messed up slideshow. Anyways, on that Bitcoin trade that was really huge, I scaled into the trade. I did not go in full boat, nothing else. It was trending. And if something's trending, you can scale in and keep stacking in your contracts. And you guys have seen me do that before where I'll be in profit X amount. You get in a trade. Let's say you get in a trade with 2 micros and it goes up. and then it pulls back and you get back in again with 2 more micros and you just keep scaling in. And then what happened is I had a ton stacked on. So yeah, I really wanted that high dollar image and I didn't get it because it was moving, just the smallest move in it at that point, because I had so many lots stacked or contracts stacked in, was a huge chunk. I mean, it was dropping back and forth almost 100K. That was the biggest one, very big one. And it was in an IRA. So I'm not touching it, but really good, strong growth in an IRA, which is okay with me. All right. So Tuesday, we did not make 500 today. Look at this one. This one's low. Okay. So good signal here. Good buy, close out. This sell never went through. But if you notice, it's triggering the sell on the top of the candle. I mean, that it waits till candle close. So you're selling there and then you're buying back here. So why is that key? Why is selling here and buying back here key? It's a small loss. We're not selling down here and buying back up here or up here, even worse. So again, we're not selling down here. It waits for a pullback. You get a pullback and then it hit the sell. It goes up. You wait for the pullback and it gets a buy. Okay. So again, less of a loss. What does that do for us? Saves capital. Okay. We're risking less. I mean, we're risking the same, but since it's signaling and we're closing out, we lost less money than if we would have sold here and bought here. Okay. I'm okay with that. That was a small loss. The buy comes into play. You're buying here, you're selling there. Profit. Okay. It's over here where it got whacked out around the noon. But there was a signal at noon we didn't take. All right. So not the best trade. Here's Wednesday. There's signals back and forth. Again, this is the 15-minute and the 1 hour coming in sync and signaling back and forth. So I can't help that. That's the 1 hour actually running the show kind of there. Good trades overall. Is it positive? It's positive on the day. It's positive on the day. And again, we're not looking at, this was a sell here. Where did it end up? If you look to the right of the chart, end of day was way down here. I mean, that was a sell. It went down all the way. During this retracement, it just gave a buy signal. And that was a little bit of a loss. There was your buy. I mean, we're looking at the individual here, which I wasn't really going to go over well. There's a buy in there, and there's a sell here, little loss. Then this sell, what did we do? We held through noon and got a reverse. So really good trade here. This one, small loss. This one was a good trade. This one from here to here, small loss. So this one, that was a loss too. So small losses, and then we recover with these. We're not even doing runners or nothing or closing partial and targets. And you'll see some of that in the end. How could you have taken this trade right here and it possibly been positive? This one, there was no way, I don't think. It's too close as far as I'm looking at the numbers. Another $200 a day. This was gold. So not as good as trading all day. We looked at the numbers, or that was Nasdaq, sorry. So again, we're taking in and out, and we had a sell signal at noon. So at noon, we closed 200. Friday was chop, nothing but chop. Now there's a way that this would not have even happened. So look at these signals. Okay. And then just know that this is the 1 hour and 1 hour and 15 minute only sinking, switching. We're not covering, if you notice, I haven't mentioned the 4 hour. What do you think the 4 hour is going to play? I'll mention it since we got this chart pulled up. So this is choppy. Sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, all the way up. And then buy to close. So total chop. We're looking at the 1 hour and 15 minutes saying sell, the 1 hour and 15 minutes saying to buy, 1 hour and 15 minutes saying to sell, to buy, to sell, to buy, to sell, to buy. If you throw the 4 hour time frame in there, what does that do for you? If the 4 hour time frame is red, what are you going to do? 4 hour time frame is short. You are not going to take this buy, this buy, this buy. You're just not going to take them. Now, you could look at that for whatever it's worth, and you could say, but look, I miss out on that move. Buy here. Look, I miss out on that move. Okay, well, look at this one. Are you happy you missed out on that one? You know what I mean? It moved up to where inside top, we're getting into a little more than just signals. So again, if we throw the 4 hour time frame in, we're only selling. We're selling, we're selling, we're selling, we're selling, we're selling. What does that do for you? And I will show you at the end, because I did that very same thing. You'll see. So we would only trade in the direction of the 4 hour time frame, and you're actually building into your position so that when it does finally break, so every time you get a sell, you can build into that position. When it finally breaks, you're in with multiple contracts. You're building in lightly, is what you're doing, but you're trading with the trend. What these sells become when you throw the 4 hour time frame in, they become retracement signals. So you get a sell. You throw the 4 hour time frame in, you're only selling. This buy comes up. It's actually a retracement. You know that the 1 hour and 15 minute are saying it's retracing against the 4 hour. This sell comes, look at what time it is. And that's why I mentioned that earlier. You guys should always be looking between, if it's between 8 and 9, guess what? It's news. Okay. So I almost didn't want to include that signal because that's a sell signal on the indicator. However, it's just because of the push off news. So more than likely, you're not taking that. Okay. And this number would change. It just depends. Everybody's going to be a little different around trading news. Okay. But I'm ignoring that. When I did this slideshow and did the images and did the test, I just said, okay, I'm just going to ignore news. I'm going to ignore the fact that news happens. We know it happens. We know when it happens. We also know the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which means Nasdaq should pick up its pace. I ignored all that. I just said, I'm going to ignore it. Just put blinders on. I've been trading for a long time and know that there's news coming out. But I was like, I'm just going to put the blinders on and pretend like there's no such thing as news and news volatility. And I'm just going to take the trade. So that's what I did. So again, that's a news candle. You're probably not trading that. Okay. And taking that signal short. You'd wait for a pullback to place it short. And we actually get a short signal over here after it pulls quite a bit. So again, once you throw the 4 hour into play, these become retracement. You just know it's going to retrace. And then you sell, sell, sell. But that's Friday. So profit overall, 1 micro on gold. That's the profit on 1 micro. Again, look at how much that is. If you traded gold 7 a.m. to noon last week, that's it. Don't take a signal if it happens at noon. If it happens at 11:45, you're taking it. happens at noon, you are not taking it. If a reverse signal happens at noon, what are you doing? You're closing out. And if it's not by noon, when you get the reverse signal, you're closing out your trade, or at end of day, whichever comes first. And most of the time you're going to get a reverse signal, but not always. Okay. So that's the numbers as they stand overall. You'll have to look however many micros you're trading, just look at the number. Can you live on that number? That is last week. Does that meet or exceed? If you guys don't mind putting in there, does it meet or exceed what you need to make per week? You know, trading whatever micros you're trading. Does that number, whatever dollar that is, if you're trading 2 micros, does $2,306 for the week meet your weekly goal? You know, it should. For most people, if you're trading 2 micros and you get $2,306 at the end of the week, that should exceed most people's monthly. I mean, that's $8,000 a month. And it depends. It depends on what kind of job you got. All right. So it should meet or exceed. It should be close. And I don't know. Look at your number, however many micros you guys are doing. Okay. And again, I'm just trying to show you how simple it really is, because I know a lot of people struggle with trading. Most of it's psychological. Most all of it is psychological. So if you get in even with a prop account and you say, I'm trading 10 micro accounts, okay, your mind is going to mess with your trades. You're going to be up $2,000 and you're going to close, or you're going to be up 2,000. And when it drops back to 1,200, you're going to close. You're not going to wait for it to, and you can't do that. But how many people can just throw on 1 or 2 micros and say, okay, 1 or 2 micros, 3, 4 micros, you know, you just, I think everybody in here can easily say, yeah, I could throw, 1 micro trade on, 1 micro contract at a $50 loss or $100 loss. I mean, what is that really? It's nothing, isn't it? We definitely know it's enough to both live on and pass prop firm account. All right, here's the numbers compared. Again, entire day of trading, 7 a.m. to noon on Monday. So we got 495 on Monday trading 7 a.m. to noon. Where's the bulk of the money made? As you look at the 2 numbers, that's almost $500. It's a no-brainer. That's what, $71 difference? So you made the bulk of the money in the morning, 7 a.m. to noon. You sat around the rest of the day for $71. Is it worth it? Right? No, not $71. Divide that by 4 hours. All right. It's hardly worth it. So where's the bulk of your trading? When should you trade? Do you have to trade all day? No, you don't. Trade over here. All right. Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, it's just one's all you need. But you have to hold them. You have to hold them until you get the reverse signal. All right. That's the biggest thing. So the bulk of the trading is 7 a.m. to noon. The bulk of the profit. This one, almost $400, not quite $200. It's about half. So on Tuesday, it would have paid to trade all day. But are you okay with the $190 a day? And again, I don't know how much you guys are each shooting for. If it's $1,000 a week, let's say you're looking to make $4,000 a month, so $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week is what? 5 trading days, $200. So, oops, you failed to make your $200. You just failed. You're a big failure on Tuesday. I don't think so. You almost made $200. You almost made your daily goal. What happened on Monday? Monday exceeded the 200. You made an extra $295. Guess what we're going to do? If you're shooting for $200 a day, if that's you and you're shooting for $200 a day to make $1,000 a week, this is how simple. Don't kick yourself because you failed on Tuesday. I'm not going to call you a failure. I don't think anybody should. You don't call yourself a failure. You only made 190. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to take $10 off of this, $495. We're going to move it down here. There's your 200. We're taking $10 off the $495, sliding it down here. You made $200 for a Tuesday. Now you're only at $485 profit on Monday. Wednesday, you made $215. So you passed it, 15 extra. We don't really need to rob from that now, do we? We can easily just say $495 on Monday, take 10 off of this, $205, make that $200. Okay? $209, 44 was the big flop. We need $160 in here. Not quite, 156. We need $156 in here to make up for Friday. Do we have it? We do. Beat 200, over 200. We're robbing 10 to make this, 495. Who cares about Friday? You really didn't even need to trade Friday because you already met it. What is that for the whole week? It's over 1,000. Did you make if you're shooting for $200 a day, one micro is what we're trading. You're shooting for $200 a day. You want to make $1,000 a week for $4,000 a month. Did you make that goal? You made that goal with one micro. That's it. Just one stinking micro. Not 2, 10, 5, 8. You're not. Guys, this is how simple it is. This is how simple you need to try and keep it. And I know it's different when you're trading. You can't let the market mess with your mind. All right. Yeah, I hope you guys like these because this is really, I know what it's like in the heat of the moment when you're trading. You wake up at 8 in the morning, you're like, I got to make money. I got to make money. And guys, I know because I've seen, and I've got some local people that they've shown me videos of so-and-so and this person. And, well, they're making this, and sometimes it's real money. Sometimes it's not. So you just got to be careful. I try and keep it real. This is it right here. This is as real as it gets. One little micro can make you enough money to whatever, live on, side money, bonus. So here, if you look at this too, if you're only looking to make $200 a day, you only had to trade 7 a.m. to noon to get there. If you can't trade 7 a.m. to noon, that's fine. Maybe you can only trade 7 a.m. to 10. Your number is going to be a little different. Okay. So, and that's okay. But you're shooting for 200 a day just to make 1,000 a week, 4,000 a month. All right. So $4,000 a month you're looking to live on or whatever. It's great side money. So you need to make $1,000 a month. Well, there's $150 extra. What is that? Yeah, and the micros should be easy for you guys to put on. One micro contract or 2 micro contracts. You should be really, really comfortable putting those on. Okay? You should be real comfortable putting them on. That should be easy for you to do. It should be less stressful. It's to put on 2 micros is less stressful than put on 10. I know that. You guys know that. And that's the way you need to keep it. Let's take stress out of the equation. Remember, we're stacking stuff in our favor as far as trading. We're looking at all that criteria that meets our setup for a A+ setup, 100% setup. Well, we also have, what do we have? We have stress when we trade with higher contracts. So let's take some of that stress off of you guys. Yeah, like Max said, there should be no hesitation with 1 or 2 contracts. There should be none, and no stress. because trading is very stressful. So let's be better than everyone else out there. You got all these traders all around the world, and they're totally stressed out when they trade every single day. You guys know that I've mentioned that before. I just don't. Yeah, yeah. The premium's $100. Yeah. But I just don't, you can't let stress get into your trading. There's no room for it in your business. There just isn't. You're in your trading business. So let's take stress out of the equation. How many people can throw on 1 or 2 contracts, 1 or 2 micros, and not have stress in their trading? I think everybody in here can. I think every trader around the world can. They won't. So you just remember this. I don't care if you take a screenshot, whatever. Just remember this as you guys trade each day. Get up and say, I'm going to have a less stressful day today. Okay. I'm just going to have a less stressful day. I'm going to trade with two micros. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to get in and out of trades, 7 a.m. to noon, 8 to noon, 7 a.m. to 11, 8 to 11, whatever it is. It might be 6 to 10 because you might have to go to work. It might be 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. You got 2 hours because then you got to get ready and go to work. I don't know. Everybody's going to be a little different. All right. So now comes to some fun. Of course, I had a lot of fun putting this together for you guys anyways last night. Yeah. Anyways, so how would you guys, what I'm going to show you now is let's make, this is great. 1 micro, right? 7 a.m. to noon, 1 micro. That's good. $1,000 a week. Guys, that's $4,000 a month. That's pretty easy to do on any asset that you pick to trade. Okay. That's why I mentioned earlier, if you had to pick one asset to trade the rest of your entire life, you were only allowed picking one. You could not trade anything else. You had to focus on that one only. That's the only thing available to trade. What would you trade? Most people said gold. A couple people said Nasdaq. So I ran both. All right. And if you don't like the numbers on the Nasdaq, which they still profited each week, right? The whole week, 7 a.m. to noon and the entire day. You could trade ES, like I said, S&P and the Dow. It worked. Yeah, Bitcoin is running too. So, but how would you like to do this? So this is great profit, right? $1,153 for the week, 7 a.m. to noon. Closing out, reverse signal or whatever. You can close out at noon. If you close out at noon, this would be a little different number. So for those that can't monitor their trades or check, you're only checking every 15 minutes is when I like to look in mine. So, but can you make this? This is the entire day of trading. So we missed out on a little bit, didn't we? If you look at gold, we got 1,151. There's 2,000. So I don't know what that is. About 900. 904. So we missed out on $904. That's quite a bit. Are you going to kick yourself all weekend long? Are you going to sit and kick yourself all weekend long, be depressed you missed $900? Man, if I'd have traded all day long, I would have made an extra $900 this week. That's a lot of money. $900 for the week. You'd be up 2,000, $2,057 for the week. Would you rather make the $2,057 for the week than the $1,153? Sure, anybody would. Anybody would say, if I could trade 7 a.m. to noon, but I can make this money instead of this money, yeah, I'll do it. All right. So here's what I'm going to go over now. This is taking the trades with the higher time frame trends. All right. We're only going to trade with the higher time frame trends. So what that should do is help build confidence in your trading because you're trading with the higher time frames. Okay. So the higher time frames hold more weight in their signals. They just do. If you draw zones off higher time frames, they hold more weight. If you draw support and resistance off higher time frames, they hold more weight than if you draw them on a 3-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute. If you draw trend lines on a higher time frame, it holds more weight than a 3-minute trend line, 5, 10, 15-minute trend line. Okay, you guys know that. So trading in the higher time frame should give you more confidence, and we have that. We have that now. We're using zones. We're using trend lines. Where do we draw them? We draw them on a 4-hour time frame. Then we dial down to a 1-hour time frame. Look at them. Can we draw a trend line off of a 1-hour time frame, or maybe a zone that's been hit multiple times? Yes, we can. And then we go down to our 3, 5, or some of you even 10 trading. What does that do? That should build confidence in your trading, in your mind. You should have confidence when you trade because you're trading along with the higher time frame. You have support and resistance zones, supply and demand, whatever you put on there, your trend lines. Okay, you're looking at the high and low swings. You're marking them. Why do we do that? That helps us trade confidently, and we're more confident in our entries when we have those on our chart, because we're aware of what is happening on the larger time frame. Okay. Right? So here's what we're going to do now. I've made a few changes to what we just went over and what yesterday. So we're taking all signals, and in the end, there's a way to tweak this even, but we're taking all signals with the higher time frame trend. We will reverse when we get a reverse signal. Nothing's changed there except for all signals. We're only going to take trades during 7 a.m. to noon Eastern. We're only trading with, guess what? Are you surprised that we're just trading with one contract? Let's just see what it does on one contract. We're stopping taking trades at noon. We're done. We're not taking anything after basically 11:45. And then we're going to close out the last trade at the next reverse signal or end of day. Okay. Now, again, there's ways to, as always, there's certain ways you can tweak this by using trend lines, highs and lows. There's actually something a little simpler that if we have time, I'll go out and show you on the chart. With trailing stops, which I don't think anybody uses, but you guys know, manually moving your stop, managing your trade, as well as trend lines, highs, low zones. You can always use all that to help with your profit target or to bank more money. I'm just showing you the raw without using any of that. So here's Monday. It's no surprise it went down. But look at where the signals change. I want you to know this. If you remember last Monday. So on the last chart we did, we were trading only when the 1 hour and 15-minute were in sync, when they said to buy, sell. So we sold here because they were already in a sell position. They were already synced up to sell. So open market, 7 a.m., we just come in and we place a sell. That's what I said we would do. That's what we covered. We're not waiting on a signal. Can you imagine if you waited on a signal? If you come in at 7 a.m. and you waited on a signal, where's the signal to sell? Way down here. Well, you missed this whole move. So let's not miss that. So what we said we were going to come in at 7 and place a trade. Or I said that. Sorry, guys. No, it's a 3-minute time frame. These are all 3-minute. Because I don't go lower than 3 except for news. And that's just like right before news. So we come in at 7 a.m. We are placing a sell. If you remember, as we just went through gold, we had a buy signal here. Remember? It's gone. Why is it gone? Well, we're only taking trades with the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute in sync. So we're going to get less signals. So we had a sell here. We have a sell there. Notice I sold one there. I sold one there. We're stacking into our position. Will it always work out? If you look at the chart right now, and the answer is no, that the position you stack on may be the last signal and it reverses. That's the way it is. You guys have seen my trades as I posted. If you haven't, go look in the Money Duck trade section, and there's trades where I've stacked into positions. You guys know that. And it moves your order down. But where you get in, it says sell. It says sell. It says sell. And you stack in 1, 2, 3. We didn't get it on this because we didn't get pullbacks. If this pullback was larger, we would have had a sell signal. It wasn't significant enough to turn the larger time frames. This sell signal right here, or this pullback here, they weren't large enough to turn the higher time frames around. Okay. So we didn't get that. We didn't get the pullback enough to turn the higher time frames around. So when they come back in sync with the 4 hour, we'd get a sell. We get a sell. We get a sell. If we would have had a sell, guess what we would have done? Sold one, sold one, sold one, sold one. The only time we got a sell was here. This pullback here, believe it or not, was significant enough because of the time and the whole move. It monitors so much more than just this little move here. Because if you look at this move up, you look back here and go, it's about the same to me. And it is. It's monitoring a lot more than just what you're seeing. But that was enough to turn the time frames, the higher time frames around for it to retrace, and then we get another sell signal because they turn back. So this right here, sell signal, is where the 1 hour and 15-minute time frames come back in sync with the 4 hour. That's the best way I can describe it. 1 hour and 15-minute come back in sync with the 4 hour. I sold. End of day or afternoon, we're not taking anything. Close here, reverse signal. So this was enough. This move right here was enough to turn everything. Okay, even the 4 hour for a little brief moment till end of day. So, but we're not taking trades in here. We're closing out. So you close out. I closed out. I had a little loss on this little trade, this second entry. This second entry right here had a loss. Now, we're not going to be wishy-washy. We're not going back and forth. All right? So we're not going to say, well, I wouldn't have added that. It's easy to look back now at the chart and say, well, that was stupid. Why did we add that? I wouldn't have added that. That one contract took a loss. It did. But we're putting it on there because that's the rules we set up for ourselves. And we have to stick to our rules. And again, I've seen trending days where it's sell, sell, sell. You're stacking in like multiple orders. Well, how do we know that wouldn't happen here? We don't. I had no idea when I placed the sell there. I just had a signal. We take it. It's 1 micro. Had a signal, take it. How did I know? I never knew that it was going to come down, more go sideways, and then pull back. I don't know that. If I did, I probably wouldn't be sitting here for one. You'd have to have a crystal ball to know that wouldn't go. Now, we can have 4 hour zones and other things added. You guys know we go out to 4-hour time frame, draw zones. Not doing that in here. You can still have the zones on the chart. Is a 4-hour zone down here? I don't know, because I deleted them off my chart. Because again, I wanted you to see the raw data of just, can we do without? Can we keep the charts nice and clean? And can we keep it simple? Is there a way to do that successfully without coming in and being confused for the day? Some people are, not everybody. Is there an easier way to trade than what we're doing? Okay. Again, sell, sell. 1 micro. So yes, that was a small loss. Look at the day. Did we profit for the day? Sure. 393 for the day, Monday. Tuesday's 351. Now, I did not sell on these others, but this is how it plays out. It was in a buy situation. I don't know, guys, why I put that on before. We would have to take that off. So whatever that one profited when it closed, that should not be on there. So I'm sorry, this number would be a little different. We would buy here, start a day. We would buy here. That's your stacking in. Okay. Unfortunately, we're selling here. This second one didn't profit. Then it switches. Now we're in sell mode. 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour in line. We're selling there. We would sell at every signal. Oh, sorry. I hit my keyboard, guys. I actually just hit the escape button with my coffee. So you would actually take all sells. I left these on just to show you that it does. You would sell all day. The 4 hour after it switches over here. Yeah, have a good day. So just mark your time. I don't know how long we're into this. So we're at 1 hour and 25 minutes in. So if you're leaving, you can watch the replay and just skip ahead 1 hour and 25 minutes. So you're only selling. Now we said we wasn't going to sell after noon. So there was actually a sell right there, right at noon. So I moved my yellow line over just to show you there was a sell at noon. But we said we weren't taking it. So again, this is just not, I would just want to do the 7 to, but there was a sell there too. So you're stacking in. Wednesday, so going back Monday, Tuesday, okay, 394 for the day, 351 for the day. That's okay. 1 micro stacking in. Didn't really pan out. The stacking in didn't pan out. There's where it pans out. So we don't know which day is going to give us more money. We have no idea. I had no idea last week when I woke up on Wednesday or Tuesday night going to bed. Had no idea that Wednesday would be a better day for stacking in to do this. We have no idea. We don't know. But it ended up being a better day to stack in. We don't know it is. So all we can do is get up in the morning, come to the chart, 7 a.m., place our trade, stack in. Every time it says buy, 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 we buy, buy, buy. It says sell, 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 we sell, sell, sell. You saw in the last 2 days, if we go back, we stacked in here. We got in a sell, stacked in 1. It just didn't go down anymore after we stacked in. So we got 394. Same here. We got in here. I accidentally did that, stacked that in. This number would be less. I don't know how much it would be from that buy signal. I wish I wouldn't accidentally hit that. I don't know why I did. I get too happy when I see the signal lines. This signal line to buy right here, I placed it on the chart, or the signal thing placed it on the chart, because that's when the 15-minute, 1 hour and 4 hour came in line. for a buy signal. I was not supposed to hit buy when I did the replay through. What I was supposed to do was just buy here, which it placed another signal to buy. So that's my bad. That's on me. So here's Wednesday again. And I did it again. I bought before. Crap. Sorry, guys. I bought before 6. So we'd have to take that off. Daggone it. Sorry I did that. So buy. So how can you tweak? I want to go over it while we're on this chart. How can you tweak the buys? If you buy here, do you want to buy here? You're not in profit yet. If you're not in profit yet on this buy, are you going to buy here? Some of you are going to say no, and that's okay. So this is where the rules, you might bend a little or change, not really bend, but you might change your trading rules. If I take a buy and I get another signal to buy, but this one's not in profit yet, I'm going to ignore that. I'm not going to take the trade. But then over here, of course, you would buy this one because that one's in profit. Okay, so that would be a buy. And then you're holding till we get reverse signal or end of day. So basically over here. So that number's going to change. These, I took a picture after I stopped the... So as I do this replay, and I'm just going to have to apologize for this. So as I did the replay, I flattened the trade. So, I don't know what it was up. So I did Monday, Tuesday. They're flat. I flattened Tuesdays and you're up like whatever, $700. So then I do Wednesday. And then once it gets to end of day, I flatten to take a picture of the chart. So I flatten the trade at here, flatten the trade there, run the replay over to end of day, just so you can see the end of day, and I take a screenshot. And then what I do is whatever that total is, I subtract Monday and Tuesdays, the running total from it, and that gives me the day. That's how I do it. Unfortunately, Thursday and Friday, because I was kind of doing two things at once. Thursday and Friday, I flattened, run my numbers, forgot to take a picture on Thursday and Friday. So I am sorry, guys. But this is how it panned out. It was a buy, and then sell at end of day. Here's Fridays. Fridays was still, we know Friday was choppy. Okay, we know Friday was choppy. Total chop mess, but we're nothing but buy. So we bought, it went up in profit, came all the way back to the negative a little bit, another buy, made a higher high, profit, came down. What is this right here? Well, it's between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. What do you think happened in here? News. Okay, so that's something you guys individually will have to say to yourself. What am I doing before news? Am I closing out? Am I even taking these? What are we doing? So there was another buy and it goes up. Another buy, it goes up. And then you're closing all. Reversing, sorry. So you'd get in on buy, and then here you would close. And unfortunately, where you close here, there's barely any profit on that. Most of the profit was from the short, because you would get in short here and hold till end of day, or reverse signal, which we never got a reverse signal. We got another sell, end of day. So closing on it was end of day. So unfortunately, every one of these buys that you put in here, not this start of the day, you wouldn't have bought this one, but you'd buy this one. You'd buy here too. I'm sorry, buy at the start of the day because it's in buy mode. You'd buy and then buy and then buy and then sell. So total chop for the day. How could we have avoided that or profited on this? I don't know. You guys can put stuff in there in the chat if you want. But how could you have profited on this right here that was sideways? Is there a way to profit on that? Well, we already know that closing partial, yes, but that's not what we're doing on this strategy. We're not getting into that. That would be more where I'm putting on 2 contracts, 2 micros. What do we normally do? We close partial. So I would put a buy, you'd close partial, a buy, 2 contracts on, close 1, leave 1, 2 contracts on, close 1, leave 1, 2 contracts on, close 1, leave 1, 2 contracts on, close 1, leave 1. How do you know that's as high as it's going to go? I mean, how do you know when you take this buy, what could tell you that it may not, what could you use as a target that would tell you, let's close partial? Well, but we never know, shutting off the 4-hour for sideways movement, but we never know it's sideways movement until the end of the day. I mean, we know it's bouncing off highs and lows. We have a high for the U.S. session. We have low for U.S. session. It doesn't break it. But when we take our entries, we don't know. So what target can we use? If we took this buy, what could be a target? The previous high could be a target, right? Put on 2 contracts, close 1 at previous high. Right here. Put on 2 contracts long. Target, previous high. Close 1, leave 1. Put on 2 contracts on the buy signal. Target, previous high. It's hit. I mean, both those are hit. This high was hit, hit up here. Close 1, hold 1. Put on 2 contracts. Target, previous high. Close 1, it hit. Wherever you want it. We're not looking for it to hit exact. Close 1, hold 1. Same here. Put on a buy there. Where's your, previous high? It doesn't get there though. So depending on how you traded this one, this might have just been a loss. Okay. But that's where you're going to use something like your previous highs and lows. All right. So the gold profit, even no matter that this was Friday, we already know. You guys already know that it's a good week, right? I mean, before I show you that, you already knew it's a good week because we already showed you all day long and 7 a.m. to noon. Okay, so that's a good week. Does anybody know what this number is right here? Even though Gold Friday was chopped, no matter how you traded it, it was a choppy day. Back and forth. Anybody know what that number is? Of course, it's your 1 micro contract at the end of the week, gold number. Here's how they compare. Now let's look at all 3. We got the entire day of trading. We have trading from 7 a.m. to noon. And we have 7 a.m. to noon with the trend, with the 4-hour. And we're stacking in every time it says to buy. Each buy, we're just buy. Each sell, we're sell out. Again, there's little nuances to that. Each trader will say like, well, if I've already taken a buy, if I just took a buy and I get another buy signal, but I'm not in profit on the first one yet, I won't take the second. So there's going to be little rules like that each trader is going to select and tweak a little bit to their trading. Okay? It doesn't matter. You're still going to be successful no matter what you tweak. Here's how it pans out. Monday, entire day 566, 498 for the 7 a.m. to noon with the trend 393. Not the best. So even with the trend, it didn't pan out. Okay. Tuesday. Again, don't look at each day and then say, well, I'm going to trade. I'm going to change that. Okay. I'm going to change the way I trade. because of that number's not as high as this one. You can't do that. It's $100 less, a little over $102 less than 7 a.m. to noon without including the forum. Because look at Tuesday. Tuesday is $351 trading 7 a.m. to noon with the trend, with the 4 hour. So that's the 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour all syncing, giving you buy or sell signals. You're not trading the pullbacks because without the 4 hour, if you're just using a 15-minute and 1 hour and they're in a sell position and it signals to go long, what is that doing? It's a pullback on the 4 hour is what you're actually trading. Okay, so now what we've done is we've taken those out of the equation. We don't care when it's pulling back. We know it's going to pull back. We're not going to trade the pullbacks, which is the flip-flop when the 1 hour and 4 hour flips, or 1 hour and 15-minute flips over and says buy when the 4 hour is still on a sell, still short. We're not taking that. So here's what happens Tuesday. $351 instead of the $190. So again, with the 4 hour stacked in our favor, we have more confidence to take multiple trades. Notice I didn't place multiple contracts. We didn't go 2, we didn't go 3, we're staying with 1. But we're taking multiple entries because the 4 hour is holding its short or long position. We're trading in the direction of the trend, the 4 hour, higher time frame. Okay. We're not stacking on, we're just placing more trades, but we're only trading in the same direction as the 4 hour. What would we normally be doing? Well, we would have flipped back and forth. On this number right here, we sold and then we would buy on the reverse. Well, the buy is the 1 hour and 15-minute flipping over, but the 4 hour still says sell. That's why this number's lower. We're not trading with the 4 hour. So with the 4 hour in sync and on, you get $351. So you're almost getting the entire day's money profit. This was $398. Can you live with that? Well, you should be able to live with this. Almost $200 a day, $4,000 a month. But now it's not quite doubled. What is that? 363. Guys, I'm just tired. I went to bed at 2:30 and got up at 6:30. So I am sorry. 380. So not quite. All right, we got 351. So we didn't quite get double that. We didn't quite get this the entire day, but we got more. Still the same hours, 7 a.m. to noon, 7 a.m. to noon. That's what we're comparing here. We still got more money, not quite double. So you get almost, that's why I said you're almost getting, before we started these pictures, you're getting almost the entire day's money profit in the 4 hour session, still trading one contract. Still just one. Who loves to see this one? Guys, I love to see this one. That's Wednesday. So Wednesday, still trading 7 a.m. to noon, but with the 4 hour trend. Guys, it's almost 3 times as much. 3 times the profit. It also exceeded this. Sitting around for the entire day. You're still doing just the 4 hours or 5 hours, whatever's in there, 5 hours. You're getting triple this and a couple more $100 over that if you sat all day. I love that. That's why we don't trade all day. You don't have to. There's another banger right there. 629. Triple that. Couple $100 more than that. Again, 7 a.m. to noon, same time frame. Still Friday, that stinks. It is. It's horrible. It was a choppy day. What do you expect? Choppy day, we still survived. Choppy day, you're still positive. That's how you got to look at that one. Does it stink that you only made $44 here? Yes, it does. Does it stink that you made 105 here? Yes, it does. I'd rather see the 105 than 44. Other than Monday, everything else panned out to where it was more than 7 a.m. to noon with ignoring the 4 hour. Okay, not trading with the 4 hour. So overall, every day was better than this one. And this is about $2 less. So can we live with that? Yes. Are we getting more profit during the same time frame? Yes. I love more profit. That's why we're here. So we love more profit. We're sitting at the same time frame, 7 a.m. to noon. We're just trading with the 4 hour. We get more profit. Does it stink we got $105 for Friday? Yes, it does. Are you trading Friday? Yeah. Can you take every Friday off? How'd you guys like a 4-day work week? Of course, we got free money Friday, we call it. But do you have to trade every day? No. Do we love to trade every day? Sure. But you don't have to. But if you did, that's what you get. And what do we say? What do we say around here? I used to say to my kids all the time, you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. That's Friday. That was last Friday right here. You got chopped. So you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. That's it. You cannot kick yourself. The market was choppy. All right. You don't kick yourself for this. You don't kick yourself for this. You don't kick yourself for this. The market was chop. I mean, gold was chop on Friday. So it's not your fault it was choppy. Okay. It is not your fault it's choppy. So don't kick yourself all weekend. I would pat myself on the back. I'll pat you on the back. Because here's why. You survived the chop without a negative day. $44, who cares? That's not much. It's not your 200 a day. We made up for that here. Okay. It stinks that that's low, but it was a choppy day and you survived. Not one day was negative. I would rather see that. I could get $2 in there. I'd rather see $2 than a negative. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Again, you're going to get what the market's going to give you. You're trading by your rules you set up. You're doing what you need to. That's all you can do. And the market's going to smack you around one day. That was last Friday. Last Friday, the market just spanked everybody. Smacked everybody around, said, here I am. Remember me? Yeah, surviving the chop. There you go, surviving the chop. Oh, it should be a movie. That would be good, surviving the chop. I love that. So, yeah. All right, so here's totals. Let's look at totals. So, how many like that number? That's the profit on last week on gold, trading 7 a.m. to noon with the 4 hour. Here's 7 a.m. to noon without the 4 hour. That's good money. This is double that. Almost, not quite. It's almost double. That's why I said before I started this last section of slides, how many wanted, remember, we had the entire day money here with total. We had the 7 a.m. to noon money here with total. And I said, how many would like to see this number? How many would like to get to 2,000? But instead of trading the entire day, only trade 7 a.m. to noon. All right. And that's what it did. Okay. So it's awesome. I don't know about you guys, but again, 7 a.m. to noon, ignoring the 4 hour. That's still good money. That's $1,000 a week. or 1,000 for last week. So you're on average, if this is 1,000 for last week, you're setting yourself up to make that 4,000 a month. If you want to sit around the entire day trading 7 a.m. to noon, trading when the 15-minute 1 hour comes in sync, but ignoring the 4, you're getting this. You're getting 2,000. So you're getting almost double, but you're sitting around the entire day. You're sitting around extra 4 hours to make that extra $900. Remember, this $900 more. So it's not something to sneeze at. I mean, you're making $900 last week. You're making this. If you sat for the entire day, you're making $900 more. So that is nothing to sneeze at. That's almost a whole extra week's worth of pay, right? If you're looking for 1,000 a week. Well, if you look for 1,000 a week, if you just sat around all day last week, every day, even Friday through the chop, what would happen? You'd make $2,000. That's 2 weeks pay. If you're looking for 1,000 a week, if you did this for 8 hours last week, it's 2 weeks pay. However, you don't have to do that. This is how you don't have to sit all day. We made the same 2 weeks pay, that $1,000 a week for the track, on track to get 4,000 a month, just 7 a.m. to noon. All right. So each day except Monday, like I said, had a better result. And again, we're just trading the 7 a.m. to noon. All right, let me kill the slides. So who enjoyed this? I enjoyed putting it together, I can tell you that. Let me kill that and pull this up. All right, so did you guys like this? Yeah, the stop placement, you're still going to use a low. And I'm going to show you something here in a minute once I get it pulled up. So as far as signals are still in testing phase because I got to make sure everything works through Discord. I went through and tested last night. And I thought you guys weren't getting those that are in premium. So sorry that you were still getting them. I thought when I went off and test, because I have the alert section shut down right now to where you can't get in there. And so I thought that when the signals went through there, you wouldn't get those as well. But it actually, I guess you guys got the signals. So right now the signals are just going to be in the premium. They're going out for testing for the rest of the year. This should be ready to go by what I'm hoping for is end of year. So everybody can start out 2025, right? Or on a better in a better place. I'm going to show you something in a minute. I don't know how many. We've been 2 hours. Seems like our average. So this shouldn't take long. I'm going to show you something here in a minute. Yeah. Just bear with me. I got to get this ready. Yeah, and guys, this, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I like putting it together, but this is the reality of it doesn't take a lot to make a lot, I guess. It really doesn't. I think a lot of people focus on the wrong thing. And that, of course, is profit. We need profit. We need money, make a paycheck. But I think too many people focus on the, and I know it's hard. It's hard not to want to go for broke on these. It really is. It's just hard to not do that. Now, you guys have heard me mention inside tops and bottoms. Has anyone not ever heard that? term before I go into the charting. Never. Okay. I'm going to go over something, and I need to, somehow my chart got messed up. So just talk amongst yourselves. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. Something got messed up here. I added a few things to my chart, as I'm going to show you a way to this is just one way that I'm going to show you how to is that right? No, that's not right. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay, let me shut this back off. And this will be on, oh, it's gold for Friday. All right, so yeah, I wasn't sending the alerts out today, guys, because I wanted everybody to pay attention and be in here 100% instead of looking at charts. So I haven't traded anything today, and I'm fine with that. You don't have to trade every day. Do we like to trade every day? Sure, we live for it. But I shut down the alerts because I didn't want anybody to be distracted. All right, I flipped this over. I'm about done here. Okay, so let me get the screen up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that part of today, and it lines up with yesterday. I know it's long; these sessions have been long, but I thought it was important just to cover everything. So there obviously there's ways that you can trade in a choppy market. We don't know it's choppy until it's choppy. Typically, you don't know till it's been choppy for what? A couple hours. Okay. So there's ways you can profit during the chop, but what it's going to do is kill some of your trending moves if you do this. Okay. But I don't have numbers for this. I haven't run them. You guys know and we're not talking win-loss ratio right now. I'm talking about risk reward. So how many would like to always trade with a 2-to-1 risk to reward? Is that good? Is a 2-to-1 risk to reward good? It's fantastic. If you can trade, and I'm not saying trade every trade, but if you can trade and you get a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, is that good? Is that good enough? I mean, it's a good ratio, 2-to-1, right? Yeah. So these position charts, or whatever they call this tool, that's what it is. These are set up 2-to-1. So, and I need to kind of adjust it here. So basically, Let me take that off. Here's what you can do. You get a buy signal. Now you can do multiple things with this. Yeah, long, short tool, whatever you want to call it. What did I call it? Position tool? I picked the wrong one. We're not selling there. It says buy, right? You need to pick the buy tool. So we get a buy signal. Throw your tool on. Take your stop and move it where? I moved it up. Look at the horizontal line. It's below the low. That's where we want to put the stop. We're putting the stop below this low in case it pulls back, right? That's what we want to do. We want to put our stop below the low in case it pulls back. What does it do? It does pull back, okay? Where do we target? Well, what is this risk? We know we're entering right now. We know we're going to use this as our stop. So quickly, what's our risk? What's our target? We placed the trade. So it came up and said buy. We did what? We bought. We don't wait. I don't take, we're not doing this. It says buy. We're not coming down here and getting the tool and coming up here and doing that. That's not what we're doing. When this comes up and says buy, what are we doing? We're buying. We're throwing on 1 micro. Or you're doing 2 if you want to close partial. Or we're throwing on 1 micro. Where's our profit? Now that we're in, and where's your stop? We know your stop's below the low. So just place the trade. Get a buy signal. We buy. We put our stop below the low. Now come get your tool. Place it where the buy is. Move the stop one up to wherever your stop is, where you put your stop here. Move the bottom to that. Click on the box. What is your tick size here for your stop? 29. Double it. Just double it. It's 29. I'm not trying to figure out my stop size. We already placed the trade. We bought, placed the stop, throw the tool on, double click it. Whatever the tick size is for the stop, we double it for the profit. Did I double it? Yeah, 58. It seems bigger than double. Yeah, you're buying when it prints the sell signal. You're not waiting. If you wait, you're going to miss some of the moves. And some of them are in here actually. Yeah, I see my tool's got whatever they're called, position tool. Got messed up. I was trying to move them all to where the actual entries are, and I didn't get a move. All right, so you're at, like I said, you're at 29 for the tick size on the stop. So you're doubling it. What does that give you? Well, that's a 2-to-1 is what you're basically trading. You got 2-to-1. Well, and you guys can use whatever low you want. That's going to be up to you guys. Now, I also mentioned something before that is kind of built into this, that you get a buy signal, look to the left. What was the last trend? Well, it was down. We'll just put down trend. We'll shut this off. So it was down. I guess I probably got the magnet on. So again, and I'm not trying to draw it exact. I mean, I can move it down, get it exact. I'm just trying to sketch it in there for you. So what happened? 4-hour time frame is long. So the 4-hour time frame's been bullish. Okay. You get a signal to buy, which means the 1 hour and 15-minute come in sync. We're only buying. That's it. We're just buying. We have no idea that the day is going to be choppy. None. we have absolutely no day, no idea when we get up that it's going to be choppy. There's even news that happened here at 8:30. So we get a signal to buy. We go ahead and buy with the stop loss under the low, throw the tool on, whatever distance the stop loss is, let's double it. Or let's look at an inside top or bottom. What an inside top or bottom is this right here. You get a swing up, you get a swing down. This is the top. The inside of that top is basically the underside, underneath. Okay. Again, swing up, swing back. The top is here. This is the top. Okay. And we're looking at the underside of the top, which is basically in here, that level. So you can use the inside top and bottom as your target, or you can do a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If we adjust this target down to the inside top, is that not still a good risk to reward ratio? Actually, I got to turn this back on. Sorry, guys. If we went to that level right there, which if I move it down here, it's the inside of that top. Is that still not good? It's not great. It's not the 2-to-1, but it's better than 1-to-1. Okay, still a better risk to reward ratio. So this is where you guys are going to tweak it. 589. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? 589 ticks. This is where you guys are going to tweak it individually. And everybody's going to be a little different. So we know that sometimes when things move, they only go to like the inside top and bottom. And you'll see over here, that's what this one did. So another signal to buy. And this one is not, I had the magnets on, so this is all over the place. All right, so there's the signal to buy. So this is actually going to be messed up. And then you'd place your stop under the low, the current low, which is here. Check the tool. It's at 27. So we're at 54 is where we should be on the profit. Boom, 2-to-1. Okay, those are both 2-to-1. I don't know anybody that would sit there and trade and go, you know what, I just like to make a couple trades per day, and I'll throw on 2 contracts. And if I can get 2-to-1, that's good. Right there's 2 good trades, 2-to-1 ratio. You could be done for the day. What time is it? It hits right here. That's 9:11. You don't like the number, but it's around 9:11. It hit 9:12. Sorry. And I don't know why does this on? I have this on a 1, guys. I don't know why I have it on a 1. Oh, it's to get the tighter stops. Nope, it's those stops. Sorry. Signal, stop, below the low. Your target is 2-to-1. Target is 2-to-1. So again, those are 2 good trades. We have one over here that does not work out that way. This one here was a signal to buy. You buy, stop below the low. That is not, I've got it set up. I think it's 47. If we did 47 here, that's a 1-to-1. I just did this one to show you that it is not, that's as high as it goes. It don't even get that high. It gets right here. Basically, it taps out here. So it doesn't even get to 1-to-1 on this one. So this one just ends up being a loss. You're in here, you're over here. How could you make that a winner? This one. If you're placing 1 micro on and you're going a 1-to-2 ratio, that'd be what, 94? See, I'm still good at math. So 94. Well, that does not hit 1-to-2 ratio, does it? It just doesn't. It's not 100%. It's not everything. Everything you use in trading is not 100%. It doesn't, nothing pans out 100%, guys. I don't care what you use. Nothing does. So if you're using that position tool and you say, you know what, I like that. I'm going to take the trades when they signal. Sorry, that one's there. And that would be different. See, that's why I said my 60, 76. That's why I said my position tools were all messed up. Because this one didn't actually trigger till over here. Right there. That one. That candle right there. They got messed up because for some reason this was down on the 1 minute. So again, get in, take the entry, stop below the low. You're looking at whatever this is, 38. You're putting in double that here. You're going, I want 1 to 2. You know, whatever I risk, I want to make double that. Well, that pans out, that pans out. This one does not. Okay. And you have to look at that. If you look to the left, and we never know. I mean, you have a high here. It's a little higher here. You know, it comes back, makes a higher low than this one. I mean, you're like, okay, I'm in a buy. The 4 hour says buy. I'm going to buy still. Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me again? And that's the thing. As we take these, 1 to 2 ratio, great. 1 to 2 ratio, great. It hit here. This one hit here. This one hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 8 candles times 3 minutes. So it's less than half an hour. What about this one? You got 1, 2, 3. 17 candles. All right. So almost an hour for this one. Half an hour, 1 hour. This one you got in, said, great. I've had 2 trades. I had 1. We risk. We got double that. This one, risk, double that. Got it. 2 to 1. We got 2 times what we risk. Love it. Great trades. Are you done for the day? Do you really need to continue trading past whatever time this is? 9:51 is when it hit. So 10 o'clock, 7 a.m. to 10. This one actually didn't trigger till 7:45. So yeah, you would have had to been in there before 8. But we said 7 to noon. So again, 2 times the risk, 2 times the risk. Love it. 1 micro, bam, bam. We take this one. We have no idea it's going to not pan out. We have no idea when that one signals. What do we see on this? Guys, drew a trend line down here. Every time it signals, look to the left. Just look to the left. Did it just break, a possible downward move? Broke downward move. Broke downward move. Now, this thing is not going to come up and put trend lines on your charts. I just mentioned that yesterday. When you get a signal to sell or buy, look to the left. Is there a downward move? Or is there a move in the opposite direction? Yes, we had a buy. We're not using that for our criteria, though. This is just something that I've tried to implement inside of it, that you don't have to manually look at, well, where's our trend line? Is it this one? Is it this downward move? Or is it this one? We're looking at like this to this and extending it out. Is that the downward? Is that the trend line we should be looking at? I mean, can you hear me now? I think some of you can. Okay. So again, we're trying to take this out. Can you still draw a trend line? Sure. All I recommend is, and this is what I do. If I get a buy signal, I look to the left. Was there recently a downward move? Yeah, there was. Look at it. Downward move. It broke it. What, there's support here, right? Downward move, support. It broke it. It tested support. Signal to buy. That's the stuff we look for manually. That's on my checklist right here. Piece of paper. You guys have a checklist, right? For your A+ setups, your 100% setups, 70, 60. But we're not doing that. I'm letting the software do it now. That's the whole purpose of this. I don't need to check stuff off. I get a buy signal. I can look to the left and go, hey, I can see that trend line. If I would have manually been following this trend line, move down, I would have what? I would have drawn a trend line. I would have drawn a support level. Once it broke this, so I'd have had a trend line here. Once it broke the trend line, bullish candle here, what would I do? I would draw support right at that candle low. I'd mark as support. It comes back to test that support level, green candle. I'm getting in. This happened to signal here. Yeah, I love this, guys. I finally got, that was the kind of one of the final pieces, was to get it to, sometimes it comes right around a trend line breaker before, but that's all I can say is look to the left. Because again, if we're drawing manual trend lines, it comes up, hits this high, comes down, comes back, hits here. We would draw a trend line like from here to here, or if not there, we would manually draw one, say here. Whoops, why did I not grab it? Manually draw one from like here to this high and over. That's how we would manually do it. But what it's doing is it's looking at the immediate move before it. It's ignoring all this other. It's ignoring this swing down, this up, this swing. It's ignoring this swing down, because what happened after this swing down? It actually pulled up. It's only looking at the immediate move. So as you look, we have a buy signal here right when the candle broke the trend line. Again, you get a buy signal. All you're doing is looking to the left. Can you see yourself drawing a trend line down? Yes. Can you take the trade? Take it. Use the previous, or use the current low as your stop placement. Pull your position tool up. Double click it. Put it right there on your entry, and then put your stop. Put the bottom at your stop. Double click it. And then whatever it says for your tick size down here at stop level, you're doubling it if you want that 1-to-2 ratio. Now, what that means is sometimes we're going to shoot for the 1-to-2, and guess what? It's only going to go 1.5, and we're going to take a losing trade if it pulls back. You have to be okay with that. But you have to set up those rules for yourself. Because overall, this trade works out. We get another buy here. Got a buy signal. Look to the left. Is there a downward move? Sure there is. Right there. You don't have to draw your trend line. You can see it. Software knows you should have drawn a trend line there. Don't ask me how. It just knows. Anyways, I know how it knows. So entry, signal to buy. Look to the left. Yep. I can see a downward move. So we have a break. We have a break and a downward move. Signal to buy. Why are we buying? We're buying because the 4-hour time frame is green. We're buying because the 4-hour time frame is green, and the 1 hour and 15 minute come back in sync with the 4-hour to say buy. And we're buying. We're only in buy mode right now. We did the 1-to-2. This one didn't work out. The stop's at 47. We're doing 94. It just doesn't go. The last signal, you'll see that. You'll see multiple signals. Buy, 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 buy. The last one you get in could be, this one, of course, we get a reversal. We don't know when it's coming. You just have to take every signal religiously. Just do it, do it, do it. We buy, we buy, we buy. We don't know that this is not going to pan out. We have no idea. We're sticking to our rules. We buy. We got 2 to 1. We buy. We got 2 to 1. We buy. It didn't even go, it didn't even go 1 to 1. It might be close to 1 to 1. But it comes back down and we get a reverse signal. What are we doing? We're reversing. Here's the reverse signal price. How much did we lose? It didn't come back and hit our stop. We're not letting it. Don't hold. How many times have you held? It comes against you like this. You never want to hold a loser. Well, if we get a reverse signal, we need to reverse. Don't hold that trade because you're going to end up, as you can see here, when it went down, you'd end up with a loser. If you get the reverse signal, you get out of your position and get in the reverse direction. You don't hold. It's a reverse signal for a reason. Take the trade. Okay? Reverse signal comes up. What are we going to do? Look to the left. Can you see an upward move? This is a signal to short. Look to the left. Can we see an upward move? Yes, I can. I can see it with the naked eye. There you go. And it don't matter. I mean, if you were manually drawing it, you'd probably drawn it here, right? It goes up, steep. You might manually draw that like that. Well, what happens? Well, it breaks through, comes back and tests it, and gives us a what? Bearish candle. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar that it's, what are we doing? We have a trend line. We have an up move. We have a trend line. It breaks the trend line. I wish that position tool would pop that stuff up. Breaks the trend line, comes back up to test the backside of the trend line, and then we get a big red bearish candle. That's your sell. This one happened to signal here. Next candle now. I can't make it perfect. Those are all things we look in our trading, our checklist. This one too. Downward move. What does it do? This one just broke. If you're drawing a manual trend line, you might have a trend line down here, steeper. That steeper one, of course, it broke and tested. So we're not getting into all that. This one just broke. This immediate trend line went. So I picture it as that's a signal to buy. I just whipped a trend line in there. We're not trying to draw the trend lines though. We don't have to. But that's why I wanted to show you guys the trend lines on the chart, because just when you get a signal to buy, look right to the left. Do you see a downward move before it? When you get a signal to buy, do you see a downward move? Yes, I do. You get a signal buy. Do I see a downward move? Yes, I do. I got a signal buy. Do I see a downward move? Yes, I do. I got a signal to sell. Do I see an upward move? Yes, I do. And it doesn't matter. We're not trying to draw them in, and we're not doing a checklist. How about throwing the checklist out the window? We just don't need it, because the software is checking it off for us. And it don't matter. Like I said, you could draw one here or here. We're not trying to draw the trend lines. Again, all we're trying to do is say, it's giving me a sell signal. I want to look, and you just sell. It gives you a sell signal. You sell. Put your stop above the recent high and go with a 2-time risk reward ratio. We want 2 times what we're risking. And I'll live with that every day of my life for the rest of my life. That's the kind of trades I want to take. 2 to 1, 2 to 1, small loss. So we had 2 to 1 here, 2 to 1 here, small loss. Do we care about the small loss? I don't. I don't think you guys should either. Should we care about this? Who cares about this small loss right now? I don't think anybody does. I wouldn't care about the small loss, because right here you got a 2 to 1, you got a 2 to 1 there. 2 very successful trades. Small loss. We don't care. And again, we're trading with 1 micro, right? Sell signal, sell with the, we'd put our stop above this, a little bit of high, like something like that. Come in, look at what it says, 45. So we're actually doing 9. See, I told you my tools were messed up. We're doing 90 on that one. And there it pans out. We get the 90 over here. Or did that wick down? I'm going to move this because I think it wicked. Yeah, that's why I had to go there. We got our profit. So this was the biggest trade of the day, I believe. This was a 94 tick stop, 38 tick stop. Yeah, that was the biggest. And this was a 29 tick stop. That's the rules, guys. This one was a bigger stop, I believe. Yeah, 47. So this one actually had the biggest stop and the biggest target. It just didn't pan out. Can I look and say, oh, I wouldn't have taken that? Well, now I can, because it's hindsight. I can see what it did after. When it's here in the heat of the moment and I get a buy signal, I got a buy signal, I'm buying. I get a buy signal, I can see a downward move to the left. I'm going to buy. I'm buying. Put my stop down here. Boom, I'm done. Buy, put stop down here, then throw the position tool on, see how big the stop is, 47, double it, 94, that's my target. I did what I came to do. All right, those are the rules that I set up. Buy signal, place trade, place stop, put position tool on, pull the bottom to the stop, whatever this size is, 38, double it, put that in the profit. That's my target. Target hit, target hit, target hit, target not hit. Again, did I do what I came to do? Did I do what I'm supposed to do? Did I follow my rules? I did 100% of that. If it says buy, I buy. Down here's the stop. Pull that tool, double it. My target's way up there. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I set up for myself. That's my rules every day, every trade. Did the market give me what I needed to hit that target? No, it did not. Whose fault's that? Is it mine? No. Can I kick myself that that's a small loss? Nope. Nope. I cannot kick myself because that's a small loss. It is not my fault that that thing just didn't go. It's not the day for it. Gold didn't want to go. All right. It's not the day for that. Then we get a signal to sell. What do? We sell immediately. Signal sell. We sell. Stop above there. Place your position tool at your entry. Pull the bottom back. Whatever that number is, 45, double it to 90. That's your target. That's what we're shooting for, right? We're shooting for 2 to 1. Now, what's going to happen is when it's trending, you're going to miss out on some of that. If if this just kept trending and you got out completely at your target, your 2 to 1, you're missing out. So is it still a good trade? Yeah, 2 to 1. You probably made your dollar go in these 2 trades for the day. How could you capitalize on days where it runs, it trades? The only way to do that is this right here. On days when it keeps going, if this would have kept going up and up and up and up and up, and I don't want to miss that. There's only one way I can capitalize on that without getting back in. Place 2 trades here, 2 contracts. And when it goes up and hits 2 to 1, close 1. You can leave your stop where it is or move your stop to break even. And then if it now we're ignoring that this pull back. We're saying if it keeps trending, if it keeps moving, you're in on your runner. Okay. Now, if it comes back and stops you out like this, you're out. You're back in here. You get in. You place 2 trades. So you could place 2 contracts here. It goes up and hits 2 to 1. You close out 1. You move your stop to where? Break even. you get stopped out. No loss. No loss on this. If you put 2 contracts on, that's what we're doing now. 2 contracts on. Yep. Closing the partials. So we put 2 on. It hits 2 to 1. We close out 1. We got 2 to 1 on 1 contract. And we move our stop to break even. What does that do? We got 2 to 1 on 1 contract. I just went over the last 2 days, 1 contract trading, 1 micro trading. We're just throwing on a second in case we get a runner. 2 on, 1 closed at 2 to 1. Move your stop to break even. Stop out. 2 on, close 1. When it hits your 2 to 1 profit, boom, close 1, move your stop to break even. Or you can move your stop to better than break even. It's up to you guys where you move your stop. But if you just move your stop to a little better than break even to cover fees, then when it pulls back, you're not going to lose anything on that runner. What you're trying to do is can you place 2 on and close both out? Sure. But what we're trying to do is in case it just keeps running, because we looked at, what was it, Nasdaq last week? Remember the big long runner that was a sell in the morning and just kept going down all day long? The first half of the day and turned around 2 o'clock, I think. So that just kept running. So if you don't want to miss that, if you'd have got a 2 to 1 ratio on that, that was small in comparison to the move. So if you'd place 2 on that, get your 2 to 1 out of the way, your daily bread, your profit that you need per day. By closing out 1, move your stop to a little better and break even. Put 2 on. Close out 1 when it hits the target, your 2 to 1 target. Move your stop to a little break even. Boom, you're out. But there's no loss. It's not coming back. This one would have come back and hit your stop if you left your stop there. We're not doing that. 2 on here, just a small loss. Okay. 2 on here. And we got a large target because we have a 45 tick stop, 90 tick profit. And I know you guys are probably in, some of you guys I know are in here. Yeah, who said that? MC? MC's putting on 3. He's putting on 3. MC's putting on 3 and closing 2 and then moving stop to, are you closing 2? Yeah, close 2. Move stop to break even. I want to see that on platinum though. I'm just kidding. So anyways, again, 45 tick stop. Some of you guys are looking at it and going, I don't place 45 tick stops. It's too big. On 1 contract? Is it? You should be willing to put that up. You have to go a little bit past the highs and lows in case it pulls back. 90 is our target, and that was hit. So if you put, and this was an end of day, another signal over here to sell, but we're not trading afternoon. So 2 on, hit target, you close 1, move your stop to break even, which is here. Does it look to the right? Does it hit this price point? If we moved our stop to a little better and break even. No, it doesn't. So you move your stop to a little better. That would be your stop line on this trade. This is the final trade for the day. So short, another 2 to 1 panned out. So you had 4 trades during a choppy day on gold. We already, and this is, guys, this sell right here, it's only a sell. Again, this is the 4-hour time frame as well. So it's the 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute all switching right there. So that's like your most powerful signal right there, is when they all flip at the same time. But that's the only reason why we got to sell. Remember, we were in buy mode over here. We were only buy because the 4-hour was green. This was the last buy. We took it blindly. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to do. We never knew it wouldn't go 2 to 1. That's not our fault. We did what we're supposed to. Don't get skittish after what we don't. Here's what you don't want to do. Don't get skittish after this. small loss and get your sell signal, and you close that out and you don't take the sell because you're skittish now, because you're like, well, I just took a loss. Well, did you really? I mean, whoopee-doo. Did you really take a loss? I mean, you got 2-1, 2-1, and yes, you took a small loss. Okay. Okay. Take the sell. That's what you're supposed to do. All right. So take the sell, 2-1, get it. We got it. Let's see what it does over to the right. More sells. So we have more sells and then end of day. And this was the start Sunday. And it's no wonder why we had a buy signal come up. So Sunday night, we had a buy signal come up. It's because this gapped way up. All time frames turned from that big, large move. And it's a no-brainer. Why, right? It's a big move. So could you have sold this? Could you have sold this? I don't know. We'll look at them real quick, and then we'll kill this thing. Yeah, because we'll be about three hour mark. So I hope you guys like this. Let me know. We'll go over these last two right here, and then we'll kill the live. But again, it doesn't take a ton to make a lot of money. Doesn't take a ton of contracts. I've showed you one little micro. Just stay focused on doing that. So let's look at these last signals. Here's a sell and here's a sell. We're going to pull the position tool. We're going to see how these played out. Now, we said we're only trading till when? Noon. 7 a.m. to noon. That's it. Okay. We're only trading till noon. So we would not have taken this trade or this trade. We would have closed out what? We would have closed out our runner. If we put 2 on here, sell, close 1 at our 2-1. Okay, we closed 1 out at 2 times our risk. Boom, we close it. We have a runner on. Market pulls back. Remember, we moved our stop to a little better than break even to cover fees. Does not get stopped out. We're waiting on a reverse signal or end of day. Another signal to sell, end of day. So you're closing here. So that would have been where you'd closed. That point right there, your runner. So we gave back a little bit. Instead of closing 2 here, we just closed 1. Because if this would have kept trending down, we would have got more bonus. It just didn't. So it comes back. So we just close out a runner. That's our rule. So let's look at this sell here, because I want to look at them and just show you. So we have a sell signal. We're going to sell. Everything's in line. Boom. Put the tool on, move your stop, place the trade. We're going to, remember, you're doing that before you pull the tool, before you even pull it. So you get the sell signal right there. We hit the sell button. Hit the sell button with your stop above that. You don't have to measure nothing. You just know. You're going to sell there. You're going to put your stop above that. And I would put it a little above it, never right to the tick. I got the magnet thing on. So, again, sell, stop above this high. It's that simple. Now come grab your tool, put it at your entry order, pull the stop. I'm going to put a little above there. There's where the stop would be. And then we're double clicking on that. And this is small, guys. What is that? 15? We're looking for 30. That's it. I'm just going to keep it 2-1. Did that trade work out? You betcha. So here's what this one did. You'd put on 2. Now you'd still have a runner over here. Keep that in mind. Remember, we placed 2 here, closed 1 here. We have a runner on. Move stop to break even. That's the stop on that. Comes up, gives us another sell. Look to the left. Do you see an uptrend? Do we see a trend line break? Bam. How's that for a trend line break? I think it is great. I mean, look at what happened. Boom, you get a sell. Look to the left. Is there an upward move? Yes, there is. Upward move. Upward move. It broke the trend line, tested the back of the trend line. Boom. Those 3 candles are actually an evening star pattern. That green one, the doji, and the red one that's bearish there, that is a morning star. That's a signal to get in. That manually, that is where I would take the trade. But look at that price. Look at the horizontal line. The trigger actually got me in at a better price, a little pullback. I'm in on that green candle instead. Is my sell signal. I like that. I like getting it. Not much better. I mean, it's a little better price. And again, we're not looking at drawing trend lines. Could you have drawn your trend line up this move right here? Yeah. If you drew your trend line up this steep move, what's it doing? It's breaking the trend line. Okay. How many of you guys have drawn a trend line steep like that and it broke the trend line like this? And you got in short right here, got in short right there, or tested the backside of the trend line right here with this candle, which is basically testing that high, that wick high. Red candle, you're in short. You're either taking it right there on a break, you're taking it when it pulls back, red candle short, boom, you're in short. I've done it. That's a good entry to me, manually. This is me looking at the trade. Me looking at the trade, boom, it was up, pulled back, broke the trend line, pulled back to test this high, red candle, I'm in. I mean, that is what is that? Breaking trend line 50%, pullbacks 10, 67. It's a 70% trade. I'm going to go in lighter. I'm not going to go in with, 10 contracts, go lighter. But that's a good setup. But what are we sitting through? Yeah, you're getting in on that red candle. We're sitting through this pullback. Okay? Because what happened? It broke the trend line, but it scaled up the backside of the trend line a little bit. We didn't know that was going to happen when you were taking that entry. We had no idea that it was going to scale up the backside a little bit and then go down. I didn't know that when I took the trade. So we're sitting through that pullback, and then we're getting our downward move. Well, the system knew that should be your trend line. Don't ask me how, but it kept you out of all that pullback, right? You're not sitting in the negative. So most all of these that I've shown you, you are not sitting in the negative. This one, a little bit of pullback. You get a pullback on this one, 3 minutes. And then it goes back up and you're in profit on that green candle right there. Right? So yes, enter. For 3 minutes, you're in the negative. Pulls back up on that green candle. You're in the positive. Can you sit through a 3-minute pullback? Sure. Nothing but net. There's your profit. This one, enter. Yes. See that wick down? A little bit of pullback. Moves up. This one we know is a loss. This one, enter, no pullback. There's just none. Why? Because it's done this. We're getting in on the break of the previous little trend. Okay. Same thing with this. Short signal to short. Get you in a little better price. Manually, that would be the entry. If I drew the trend line, my trend line would have been up this move right here. Again, manually drawing it as this move happened, as it started moving up, I'm going to draw my trend line from this point to that point. It breaks here. Let's wait for it to pull back and test the trend line. Pulls back and tests the trend line. Let's wait for a red candle now. We got a red candle. Boom, we're in. Does that profit? If I took that profit, yes, it does. If I put my stop here above the immediate high, no, I'm taking a loss. I don't like losses. So That would be a manual entry. If you use the recent high for your stop, you got stopped out. Okay. We're trying to take all that out of the equation. We're trying to take this where it goes up the backside of the trend line, which is really that. Then it breaks, tests, red candle, get in. And we're waiting on a little pullback. Waits on a little pullback, boom, you're in short. Stop above the, and you guys know I've shown you every one of these trades. There's only one that did not pan out, but did it pull back? Look at this one too. This one was green, next candle green. You got in, it pulled back a little bit, but started moving up. So every one of these after entry they're moving in that direction. They're going short. So we're not sitting through a pullback. That's not always going to happen, but this is how it panned out on Friday. So if you took this trade, boom, look to the left. Yes, you see it's in an upward move. We don't need to look to the left though. It says sell, we sell. Put your stop above the high, mark your tool. So let's look at this teeny tiny one down here. Here's another sell. Look to the left. What do we see? I don't know. What do you guys see? If you look to the left of where it says sell, what do you see? Well, I see upward movement. So it's a pullback. Place the stop above there, above the high, current high. Again, I got my magnet on. Get the short tool. Your entry is going to be right there. And your stop's going to be here. It's going to be a small trade. And you have to look at what time of day it is, 14. So we're targeting 28. I don't know if this one's going to pan out or not. We'll try it. There's 28. It does not pan out. But remember, we're not trading afternoon. All right. We're not taking this. We're not taking this. I just kind of wanted to look at them to see how they pan out. This one pans out. This one doesn't. Time of day on this one is what? About 4 o'clock. You shouldn't be taking something that late anyways. All right. So I just wanted to show you how using a tool like that. All right. I don't know if you guys use that or not. I know some people do, but that's how I use it. If I don't really use it, I just look to the left and look at the highs, typically for my target and inside target or high. But you can totally use this long short position tool for that exact reason. I would use 2 contracts. I don't know how many of you said, yeah, I can do 2 micros. That's easy to do. Do it exactly that way. If it goes up and hits your 2 times your risk, you're closing out 1, moving your stop to a little better and break even. A lot of them, like I showed you here, a lot of those, like this one here, it pulls back. You don't get anything on the runner. This one pulls back down through here. You're stopped out at break even on the runner. This one we know is a little lost. This one here, we close out one, and then we close out the other here. So not as much. We don't even make as much on the runner. So this one, the second runner or the second contract, is going to be a smaller gain than this one, because this one first one we close out here, second one we close out end of day. So we didn't make as much on this second contract, but we're leaving the runners on for a reason. You guys know why. We're leaving them on for days where it just trends and trends and trends. And as you can see, I've used the tool over here. This is the one, this one got stopped out. And we're kind of late getting in. I mean, the move was here. The first signal was here. And then we had a second signal here. So that one actually gets stopped out. This one, 2 on, close 1, let the runner go, move to stop to break even. But that's how you can use the position tool, guys. So anyways, I'm going to kill the live. The signals will be, they won't signal. I don't think you'll get any signals on gold. I have them going out for only during the morning session, this trading time. That's it. When you're going to get the signals on gold. So I don't think, and as you guys looked, I don't think anybody really needs to trade all day. We trade all day because I like to have fun. Sometimes we'll take profit we make in the morning and we'll risk some in the afternoon, but we don't expect, there's no heavy hitters trading in the afternoon. There's profit taking. There's hedge funds closing down, trades that they have on, not every day. They might leave them on overnight, but a lot of these market makers stuff, they will close out at end of day. They just trade during market hours. Okay, because they don't know what's going to happen overnight, guys. They have no idea what's going to happen throughout the night, through the Asian session, the London session. So guess who's closing out large trades in the afternoon? So that's why you'll get that power hour move. You'll get end of day move some, but we don't need to trade it. All right. So I hope you guys have seen that it really only takes 1 micro is really all you need. So place 2, if you're going to close a partial, that's all you can do, 2 or more, and close your partial. Stick to your guns, stick to whatever trading rules you set up as far as taking trades. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you how easy it is how truly easy it can be. I won't say as easy as it is because you guys know there's like stuff that plays on your psyche as far as getting in. There's a lot of psychological things that happen when you're trading. And it's hard to, couple things. It's hard to let winners run. That's what you want to do. You want to let your winners run. You want to have some runners on. Let your winner run. It's hard to do because you'll see it's up $400 and you're just itching to close it instead of just managing your stop. It's hard also to cut losses, which that losing trade. So that one losing trade on gold, we'll get done here. I accidentally moved a position tool. So that one losing trade on gold, right here, again, that one went up, but then it came down and gave a reverse signal sell. A lot of traders will see that signal to sell, and you know what their mind says? Oh, I really don't think it's going to go. The 4 hours, to me, 4 hours in buy mode over here, 4 hours switches to sell mode here. I'm going to sell. 4 hour, 1 hour and 15 minutes says sell. I'm selling. Why wouldn't I? I got 3 time frames in my favor. I'm going to sell. 3 time frames in my favor. Going to sell. Here, 3 time frames in my favor. Going to buy. 3 time frames in my favor. Going to buy. 3 time frames in my favor. Going to buy. It just happened that it switched. So again, we don't know when it's going to happen. The worst thing you could do is see the sell signal, and then you're going, is it really though? Is it really turned? I don't, we don't know, but we do. The signal comes up and says 4 hours flipped and the 15-minute 1 hour is in sync. It also says what? Look to the left. Well, we just broke a trend line. So you're getting all the signals that say sell, but your mind is saying, what if it's just a pullback? What if this is just a little bigger pullback? I'm going to hold on to my position long because over here we were long, over here we were long. No, sell. Don't second guess the signal. Because why? Because if you sit there and say, you know what, I really don't. I don't think it's in a sell. I know that sell came up because the 15, 1 hour, 4 hour are saying to go short, but is it really? Is it going to last long? I mean, or is it just going to kind of go sideways till lunch and then go up? This is all the kind of junk that goes through your mind that shouldn't. you know, and then you're holding that. And what happens? It goes deeper. Yeah, I'm still going to hold. I'm still going to hold my long. You're holding a loser. Goes down again. No, I'm just at this point, you're like, well, okay. Because at this point, you're like, I might as well, I'm halfway to stop. We'll just leave it on. And then it goes red again. What have you just done? You're holding a loser. Don't hold your losers. If you get a reverse signal, cut your losers short, let your winners run. I know you guys have heard that before. I did not come up with that saying. So you cut your winners, cut your losers short, let your winners run. All right. All right. So that's all for the YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Signals will be, like I said, I'm going to turn it back on, but they won't signal till tomorrow. The signals come between that 7 a.m. and noon. I've adjusted that. I had it 8 a.m. to noon, but I've adjusted it for you guys. If you guys want them to come on a little early, let me know. If you guys would rather them come on like at 5, because I know some of you are trading a little earlier because you might have to go to work. So let me know. But we want the biggest thing is that I want the signals are not me, Mark. Yeah, the signals aren't me manually putting them out. It's off this right here. And it will have the 4-hour turned on. I did that for a reason. I showed you guys the signals for a reason, just trading the 1 hour and 15 minute. I did it for a reason. It's because you can trade it that way. Just trading the 1 hour and 15 minutes syncing up, ignoring the 4-hour. However, you're more successful trading with the 4-hour. And I did that for a reason. So I wanted everybody to see that. I just didn't want everybody to see, wow, this is okay. It works good. Because if you look back at the chart, what did we say? The 1 hour and 15 minute, you would get a pullback signal. You would get a reverse trade on some of these, and some of them work out and some don't. So we're trading with the 4-hour though for this right here is for the runners. That right there. That's what we're trading for. You're stacking in. You're buying, you know, we're stacking in trades. So we're trading for the longer haul. You're trading so that the runners can, if you keep them in line with the trend. And some of you guys may close out at noon. So that's up to you guys. But they're not me manually going in and saying, hey, here's a trend line. It broke. Here's setup. I will still post some of that stuff because I will still be trading my charts the way they are, but you'll start seeing these on there as well. And, but those signals will be out, like I said, in the Discord only right now in the premium. That's just, it's for testing right now. I need some warm bodies in there that'll test it with me. I was hoping to get my son. I've been trading it now for 2 months. But I was having issues with the trend line break. Yeah. And then I'm trying to get it done, finalized, and make sure everything are working great by the end of the year. So everybody can start out 2025. If you want to use it, it doesn't matter to me, but 2025 and just, you know, killing it, just trading with the trend, not having to draw trend lines, you know, and that type stuff. So, and let me turn this back on. I don't care, guys. I'm here all day. I got stuff to do, but again, if you look at, like I said, here's a buy right here. What is that? 8 o'clock a.m. Look to the left. Is there a downward move? Yeah, there is. You know, same up here. Signal to buy. Is there a downward move before it? Yeah, there sure is. Okay. look to this over here. Is there on this sell? Is there an upward move when that sell happened? Now this happened to pull back further, but yeah, there is. So there's a upward move on it. Is there an opposite direction move? Yeah. So that was part of what I had to figure out, I guess, and implement. And that was not. Yeah, I'm trying, like I said, trying to get it down by December. Right now, I haven't decided all that. Right now, it's in the premium. It's signaling in the premium because they don't have it finalized. So I don't want to have it on like TradingView where you can put it on your own chart. And that's just because I don't have it finalized. Okay. So right now, what it's doing is it running on my computer. And when it signals the buy and sell, it goes out to the Discord. There's an alert thread in there. And that's what it's doing, guys. Okay. So it is, again, only on this computer, sending the signal out to Discord. That's so I can, do my final test here over the next, what do we got, month and a couple of weeks before end of the year. Now, that's just, again, because I don't have it finalized to where I want to publish it on like TradingView. And then we mentioned not putting it out to the mass public because when I covered this yesterday, I don't know if you guys, I know some of you guys believe this as well, that the more, that's why I said I never want to be like Discord famous and everybody using the same indicator, because I think the more people that use something around the world, it gets closer to it works worse and worse and worse. The more people use it, and then it eventually just doesn't work. Yeah, I'll be trading Thanksgiving week. I'll be trading next week. But yeah, so it's never going to be like I'm not going to advertise this out. It's not going to be like I'm going to make up some YouTube ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads. I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to build it because most of the people in my Discord came from another Discord. Their free section was like getting shut down. So the free section in ours will always be there. I don't care how long the Discord's around. It's always going to be there for everybody, anybody that wants it, to come in. So, all right, I'm going to kill the live. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it really only takes, I want people testing it before it goes to New Year. And I tried to get my son, but he's got like, oh my gosh, I say he had a girlfriend. Well, they broke up. So now he doesn't, I have a girlfriend. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's got a job, he's got school, and I'm trying to get him to test it. He's still got his PA account. So he's traded in there, made money. I don't know why he doesn't want to make more money in there, because he can. I think it's just, he's got friends. They do stuff. They go to car shows and whatnot. So I don't know. It's the young mind. But anyways, he's not thinking about his future or anything. They broke up the other day. So who knows? But anyways, so now he's got more time. So who knows? So I'm going to try and get him to come back, swing around. But this is, ultimately, of course, I developed it years ago on MetaTrader 4. On MetaTrader 4, it works very well, especially on currency pairs. I've had to tweak a few things to be able to do the futures, only because the futures market moves differently. And spot, even spot gold and Bitcoin, everything, it doesn't matter. It moves differently than the currency market. So that's where it's kind of slowed me down on the programming, because I had to take the programming from MT4 and switch it over to PineScript to run with TradingView, because most everybody's using TradingView. MT4 is kind of on its way out. It's old software. It's been around forever. It's served its purpose. A lot of brokers have dropped MetaTrader 4 and won't even use it. And they're going to TradingView. So even one of my main brokers, Forex.com, I've been a member. I've been a client of Forex.com since 2004. I opened my first trading account in 2004 with Forex.com. Still have that account. They still have MetaTrader 4 and 5. I don't know if they're going to drop that. They did add TradingView. And it's kind of a mess because I can't just take the MetaTrader account, 4 account I have, and switch it to TradingView. Basically, they won't allow it, and they just won't switch it. And I don't know why. I mean, it's a broker. They should be able to just say, okay, you're now trading with TradingView on this account. But they won't let you do that. So I've had some issues with that because there's no switching accounts. There's cashing accounts out and then opening a TradingView Forex.com account. That's not what I want to do because of taxes, basically. So anyways, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, this thing works well. It's so far, it's working great with the trend lines. It's signaling it. And if you take in the signals only with the 4 hour, again, we're looking at the 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour staying in sync. We're only going to buy, or sell until those 3 time frames switch over all together. Then we're going to reverse. That's it. And every time it signals, you look right to the left, you'll see a move in the opposite direction. So if it says buy, you're going to see a short. You're going to see a move down. It says sell, you're going to see a move up with the naked eye. We're not drawing trend lines. We're not waiting on pullbacks and bounces and, signal candles, because this is doing it for us. It's not going to always look the same. Sometimes it's just a straight break of a trend line. Sometimes it is a break and a bounce. We can do the best we can with the programming. But if you look at every buy and sell signal and look right to the left, you will see the opposite move. Okay. Sometimes, again, it'll break and just go. Sometimes it breaks and pulls back and bounces. A little bit of a pullback. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the Discord. I know it's been another 3 hours. We went 3 hours yesterday. I had a lot to cover on that. If I wasn't showing you so much of the images and stuff, but I really wanted to cover for you guys, and definitely share this out there if you got other traders that you know of that are struggling, because today's video. You can share yesterday's as well if you want. These 2 videos are kind of in sync, I would think, video 1, video 2, because we go over and show you trading all day long or just the morning session, and then with or without the 4 hour in sync, which the 4 hour is powerful. You guys saw that in the numbers. The 4 hour, pulling the 4 hour yesterday, we did good. And I showed you this morning, that was all day. I showed you this morning that just trading 7 a.m. to noon, still good. Good day. And that's the 1 hour and 15-minute in sync only, giving signals back and forth, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Did good. The 1 hour and 15-minute. But when you pull the 4 hour in and you say, I only want to trade in the direction of 4 hour as well, you saw how much more powerful that was. It was double the profit. It was the daily goal, the daily profit of trading all day, but in a 4 hour time span or 5 hour time span. Yeah, guys, I haven't even wanted to look at gold because I know what it's doing, but I said I wasn't going to trade while I was doing this. All right, guys. So I'm killing it. I'll talk to you later. I'll be in Discord later on. I've got, it's lunchtime, so we'll take lunch, and I'll see you in the Discord. And then tomorrow you'll start getting the signals will be in the premium. So look forward to those. All right. So I will talk to you later. Have a good day. Trade safe.